The era of Beast Girls begins with a pact with an SSS-Level School Beauty. Welcome back, brave explorers of impossible worlds. We are excited to have you here to continue this odyssey together. Before we continue, everything you'll hear is pure fiction. So please don't try to replicate combat techniques at home. This wonderful story in all its rights belong to its brilliant original author. We are only the messengers of entertainment. Want another dose of adventure? Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a single chapter. And if you can't wait, our Patreon has exclusive surprises you'll love. Chapter 26 You Learn Collapses, Willow Branches Sway, North Wind Howls. The male and female bald instructors' lips twitched. Since the entire cheater hunting team wanted Xiao Ye and Xie Mengxuan as captains, why were they even asking me? Could my disagreement stop them from applying? Besides, applying for registration was just a formality. No one would normally jump out to stop you unless the highest command or the city lord specifically withdrew your application. Ahem. Under the expectant gazes of the entire cheater hunting team, the male bald instructor said, "Then, for the remainder of this month, Xiao Ye and Xie Mengxuan will serve as captain and vice-captain of the cheetah hunting team." Upon hearing this, the entire cheater hunting team smiled happily. The contractors in the training camp were stunned. Why were the original captain and vice-captain smiling so happily? They'd been replaced, so what were they laughing about? They suddenly felt that Xiao Ye had already far surpassed them and was now leading the older generation of warriors. Ye Learn was filled with envy and jealousy. Xiao Ye had actually become the captain of the strongest 7th-tier hunting team, the cheetah hunting team. Jin Ran, a repeat examinee, patted his chest guiltily, secretly thinking that it was a good thing he hadn't constantly opposed Xiao Ye. Xiao Ye wasn't suitable as an opponent, but as a big brother. He definitely needed to latch onto him sometime. "Instructor. I want to join the cheetah hunting team too." At this moment, Nangguang Xiao, sporting a massive physique, jumped out, her beautiful, innocent eyes blinking as she made a request. The bald male instructor immediately refused, his face stern. "Nonsense. You haven't formed a contract yet, stay in the training camp and train properly." Xie Mengxuan pouted and huffed, "Instructor. I'm now the vice-captain of the cheetah hunting team, I agree to Nangguang Xiao joining the team." Xiao Ye also nodded, "As the captain, I agree too." Nangguang Xiao ran over with a grin and hugged Xiao Ye in Xie Mengxuan's arms, saying, "The captain and vice-captain of the cheetah hunting team have agreed. What do you think, instructor?" The bald instructor's face darkened. His tone was firm, "No means no. Nangguang Xiao, you're still a trainee in the youth training camp. For the next month, I'm your manager and training instructor." Mainly, as the city lord's daughter, he needed to constantly monitor Nangguang Xiao's safety. Ye Learn chuckled. His beloved, who had actively pursued Xiao Ye, seemed to be in trouble. But with Nangguang Xiao staying in the youth training camp and avoiding too much contact with Xiao Ye, Ye Learn had a chance. "Great, fantastic. Heaven is helping me, Ye Learn. My beloved, you're back." The bald instructor turned to the members of the cheetah hunting team and smiled, "Can you tolerate a girl with no power to bind demonic beasts joining the hunting team?" The cheetah hunting team replied in unison, "Yes." "What?" The bald instructor's smile froze, and he said incredulously, "Say it again, can you or can't you?" The entire cheetah hunting team shouted again, "Yes." The bald instructor's lips twitched, and he hurriedly went to the side to dial the city lord's communication. A steady voice came from the other end, "Hello." The bald instructor said, "City lord, Nangguang Xiao wants to join the cheetah hunting team. What do you think?" The city lord asked, "What did the cheetah hunting team captain say?" The bald instructor's lips twitched again, a sense of foreboding creeping over him. The entire cheetah hunting team just requested a change of captain. The current captains are Xiao Ye and Xie Mengxuan, and Xiao Ye agreed. "Then let Xiao join," the city lord laughed and said. The bald instructor was stunned. He found it unbelievable. "Lord, are you serious? More real than real gold. That's it, I'm hanging up." The lord hung up the phone. The bald instructor stared blankly at the disconnected communication device in his hand for several seconds before finally sighing and returning to the front of the line. He said, "From now on, Nangguang Xiao is leaving the youth training camp and joining the cheetah hunting team. She will be supervised by Captain Xiao Ye and Xie Mengxuan. Disband." "Yay!" The jubilant girl jumped up and cheered, leaping onto Xiao Ye. The smiles on the faces of the cheetah hunting team members became even brighter. This was the summoner of a divine dragon. A golden divine dragon, with supreme bloodline. What noble-blooded demonic dragon was no match for it? Today was a great day. 2 SSS-level summoned beasts had joined the cheetah hunting team in a row. They wanted to celebrate. After everyone dispersed, watching Nangguang carry Xiao Ye and Xie Mengxuan into the dormitory corridor, Ye Learn anxiously took out his communication device and dialed his father, the pavilion master of the military pavilion, Old Yi. I've got a big problem. Pavilion master of the military pavilion, a big problem? There's indeed a big problem. It's something important about you. Ye Learn was overjoyed. Sure enough, his father still cared about his son. His father knew as soon as his beloved joined the cheetah hunting team. Then what are you waiting for? Immediately give the order for Xiao to leave the cheetah hunting team and return to the youth training camp. Ye Learn was thrilled. The pavilion master of the military pavilion was stunned, sighed, and felt it necessary to tell his son that Nangguang Xiao had already formed a contract with Xiao Ye. Yao, she has recovered to the SSS level summon beast template. Pavilion master of the military pavilion. What? Ye Learn was stunned for a moment, then overjoyed. Great news. The important thing you mentioned is for me to form a contract with Xiao, right? I agree. Before their awakening, the elders of both families had tried to arrange a contract between them, but it ended due to the failed awakening. Now, unexpectedly, Nangguang Xiao had recovered her SSS level template. Then let Xiao leave the hunting team and form a contract with me. Ye Learn smiled happily, his heart already filled with anticipation. Ha ha ha. Xiao Ye, you already have a contractor. My white moonlight is still my white moonlight. Sigh. The pavilion master of the military pavilion sighed. His son was still that immature, infatuated boy. But boys have to grow up eventually. Ye Learn, you should mature a bit. Just as Ye Learn was extremely excited, the pavilion master of the military pavilion spoke up. Son. Nangguang Xiao has already made a contract with someone. Still lost in his own fantasies, Ye Learn subconsciously said, good, a contract is good. What? What did you say? Realizing what had happened, Ye Learn's expression froze, his body frozen like ice. You old fool, are you kidding me? The pavilion master of the military pavilion said, Nangguang Xiao has made a contract with someone, and the other party is Xiao Ye. From now on, forget about Nangguang Xiao. Boom. The pavilion master's words were like a bolt of lightning striking from a clear sky, shattering Ye Learn's heart. His gaze became unfocused, and he murmured, Xiao made a contract, the other party is Xiao Ye. The other party is Xiao Ye. It's Xiao Ye. No. Ye Learn collapsed and howled under the willow tree. A gentle breeze blew, the willow swayed, and the north wind howled. Ye Learn knelt on the ground, looked up, and wailed loudly, ah! My white moonlight, my Xiao! At this moment, a cross-dressing man with effeminate mannerism slipped away from the surveillance camera, walked to his side, patted him on the shoulder, and said, Chapter 27 Nangguang Xiao, Old Guang, hurry up and drop gold coins. Title, Nangguang Xiao, Old Nangguang, hurry up and drop gold coins. At this moment, a cross-dressing man dodged the surveillance camera, patted Ye Learn on the shoulder, and said in a sissy voice, Brother, want a drink? Get the hell out of here. Ye Learn hung up the call, turned around and cursed angrily, but the cross-dressing man waved his hand, and a scent wafted out from his sleeve. Ye Learn inhaled a few breaths and passed out. The cross-dressing man smiled slyly, cautiously looked around, and after seeing that no one had noticed, picked up Ye Learn and jumped out of the training camp area in a few leaps, heading towards a dense forest. On the other side, in the dormitory apartment, Shugo girl transformed into her beast ear girl form, little dragon girl. On top of the enormous creature was a fair and delicate face, with 2 round little horns on her head. At this moment, Nangguang Xiao pouted and complained, Xiao Ye. Why can you kiss Sister Binxi and go to the bridal chamber with her, but I can't? Xiao Ye hugged the beast ear girl Nangguang Xiao and thought to himself, a week ago you hugged my wife, a week later I hug you. Not a loss. So you really want it? Xiao Ye's deep eyes stared at her. The little dragon girl Nangguang Xiao blushed and huffed, of course. She was incredibly envious. Her contract with Xiao Ye was only in name. Xiao Ye pondered for a moment and said, 9th rank. As long as we upgrade both summoned beasts to the 9th rank, I'll have a way to resolve the hidden dangers of your template. At this moment, the fox-eared girl Chen Bingxi finished taking stock of the existing cultivation resources, and her melodious voice rang out, we currently have 16 8th rank crystal cores, 22 7th rank crystal cores, 46th rank crystal cores, over 55th rank crystal cores, and over 104th rank crystal cores. To convert, we have 1 9th rank crystal core, 8 8th rank crystal cores, and 6 7th rank crystal cores. Nangguang Xiao's eyes crinkled into crescent moons as she excitedly said, then let's cultivate quickly. So many crystal cores should be enough, right? Xiao Ye shook his head, denying it, not enough. Our summoned beasts are currently only at the early 7th rank. We need 4 9th rank crystal cores and 4 8th rank crystal cores to upgrade both summoned beasts to the 9th rank. We're still short 3 9th rank crystal cores. Huh? Upon hearing this, Nangguang Xiao's cheerful face immediately turned gloomy. Her allowance was 37th tier crystal cores per month, which wasn't enough. Cheng Bingxi's beautiful eyes lit up with an idea, and she suggested, let's raise our cultivation to the 8th tier first, and then go hunt 9th tier magical beasts. Xiao Ye nodded, thinking it was a good suggestion, and was about to speak when Nangguang Xiao interrupted him, no. Too troublesome. It would take too long to go back and forth. Nangguang Xiao bared her teeth and claws, looking cute but fierce, and said, it's time to make old Nangguang explode with gold coins. Xiao Ye and Cheng Bingxi were speechless. Nangguang Xiao jumped on the ground twice, startling the enormous creature. She yelled, old Nangguang is really something. His daughter made a contract, and he didn't say a word, didn't even give any indication. Later, we must make him explode with gold coins, explode with the big gold coins. Then, under Xiao Ye's dumbfounded gaze, Nangguang Xiao started a video call with the city lord. Immediately afterwards, a virtual screen popped up, and the city lord appeared on it. Yao, I heard you joined the cheetah hunting team, aren't you happy? A smile appeared on the city lord's weathered face. Nangguang Xiao pouted, her lips practically dripping with sullenness, and said, no. The city lord's face darkened, his eyes flashing with a sharp light, and he said, who made Yao unhappy? Tell me, I'll go beat him up. The dragon-eared girl, Nangguang Xiao, remained expressionless, looking very troubled. The city lord, seeing this, flew into a rage, saying, tell me, who is it? I guarantee I'll beat his butt until it's bruised and battered. Is it Xiao Ye? The city lord guessed. Xiao Ye's lips twitched, what did it have to do with him? Nangguang Xiao shook her head, it's not Xiao Ye, it's Nangguang Xiao's father. Alright. Nangguang Xiao's father, right? I'll go right now. The city lord rolled up his sleeves, ready to order the guards to beat him up, but then his movements froze, his expression solidifying. Nangguang Xiao's father, isn't that me? But when did I ever make my daughter unhappy? I didn't even stop her from making the contract. A bead of cold sweat trickled down the city lord's forehead as he cautiously asked, what did Nangguang Xiao's father do to you? Tell me, and I'll make him apologize to you immediately. Nangguang Xiao was his only child, and he and his wife spoiled her rotten, giving her a monthly allowance of 37th tier crystal cores. A smug look appeared on Nangguang Xiao's pretty face as she shouted, I've already advanced to the 7th tier. The allowance for the 7th tier isn't enough anymore. With a boom, a powerful aura erupted from the dragon-eared Nangguang Xiao, causing the surrounding air to ripple and undulate. Holy crap, 7th tier? Nangguang Xiao's eyes widened in shock, and he jumped up from his seat, exclaiming, only 2 days. You've advanced to the 7th tier so quickly. The little dragon girl, Nangguang Xiao, raised her chin arrogantly and said, the real deal. Good, very good. Nangguang Xiao clapped his hands happily. Nangguang Xiao raised her hand, pinching her index finger and thumb together, the meaning was clear, she wanted crystal cores. Ha ha ha. Nangguang Xiao laughed loudly, saying, I'll give you free access to the city lord's mansion resource vault. Take whatever you want. Really? That's great. The dragon-eared girl, Nangguang Xiao, giggled excitedly. Nangguang Xiao pounced on Xiao Ye and kissed him, then ran off quickly, saying, wait for me for an hour, and we'll have enough crystal cores. Xiao Ye touched his face, watching the departing figure, and said fiercely, you dared to steal a kiss from me, you wicked rich woman. Luckily, you're mine. HMPH, I'll definitely punish you properly after I reach the 9th rank. Xiao transformed back into human form, drove her SUV back to the city lord's mansion, and smoothly entered the resource vault. Inside, boxes of resources were neatly arranged: crystal core area, potion area, weapon area, and rare treasure area. Xiao went straight to the potion area, took out 20 bottles of blue potion from a box labeled 9th rank energy liquid, and put them in her backpack. Then, she took out 20 bottles of blue potion from a box labeled Tier 8 energy liquid, and put them into her backpack. Seeing that only half of the 2 boxes were left, the perfectionist girl, Shugo, put half of the Tier 8 box into the Tier 9 box and closed it. Satisfied, she clapped her hands and left, but she didn't notice that the side of the Tier 9 energy liquid box was labeled Emergency War Supplies. Half an hour later, in the dormitory apartment, 5 bottles of Tier 8 energy liquid are equivalent to 1 Tier 8 crystal core. The energy liquid in the backpack is exactly equivalent to 4 Tier 9 and 4 Tier 8 crystal cores. Moreover, the energy liquid is refined energy through technical means, and can be absorbed without refining, so our leveling speed will be much faster. Xiao Ye, Xiao, and Chang Bingxi immediately activated their contract power. After a mysterious aura appeared, 2 summoned beasts appeared in the large living room. A 3-toed golden dragon hovered in midair. A 2-tailed holy white fox sat cross-legged on the sofa. During their cultivation, with each bottle of blue potion consumed, their cultivation levels rose steadily. Early 7th rank, mid 7th rank, late 7th rank, 8th rank. The power within them doubled once more, their energy surging like a turbulent ocean. Mid 8th rank, late 8th rank, 9th rank. 9th rank achieved. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28: The Beast Tide arrives, 8 Grandmasters and demonic serpents press in. Boom. The 2-tailed white fox shifted its small feet, unleashing a surge of immense power that created a sonic boom. The fragile sofa dented, clearly rendered unusable. Chang Bingxi's eye twitched. From 7th to 9th rank, its power had increased more than tenfold, and she hadn't yet adapted to the 2-tailed white fox's explosive power. The 3-toed golden dragon hovering above was also carefully controlling its power, lest it accidentally smash through the ceiling. To avoid damaging the apartment's facilities, Xiao Ye and the other 2 reverted from their summoned beast forms to their human forms. Human form inherits some of the summoned beast's attributes, and physical attributes are correspondingly enhanced after leveling up. Chang Bingxi clenched her fair fists, her beautiful face filled with excitement, and said, "I feel like I have inexhaustible energy. My farts are like thunder, my poops are like arrows, that's me." Xiao threw 2 punches, the air whistling, and said, "I can kill a bull with 1 punch." Xiao Ye checked the system task panel. Stage task: win the National College Entrance Examination top score, bringing Mengxuan base city's overall college entrance examination results into the top 10 of all base cities in the country. Reward: Super Invincible Mysterious Grand Prize. Current task: within half a month, advance 2 summoned beasts to the 9th rank and kill 2 Grandmaster level magical beasts. Reward: Rule level exotic treasure Zhuangherong gem. Rule level exotic treasure Zhuangherong gem possesses the function of calming chaotic rules and calming super limited and chaotic energy. My current realm is sufficient, I just need 2 Grandmaster level magical beasts. With a combat power of 2 9th rank SSS level summon beasts, I can kill a Grandmaster. Xiao Ye was confident, his conceptual talent skills were not to be underestimated. Beep 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 beep. A communication ringtone sounded, and upon answering, the image of the former captain of the cheetah hunting team appeared on the virtual screen. "Captain, something terrible has happened," he said gravely. "Because last time we killed the 8th tier demonic dragon, the son of the demon serpent forest beast king, we angered the demon serpent forest beast king. Now the beast king is leading the 8 grandmasters of the demon serpent forest to attack the wild plains base city. The beast king has also launched a demon serpent beast tide and is about to break through the wild plains base city's defenses. We are fighting desperately at the defenses." Xiao Ye's expression changed, and he quickly said, "The defenses? We're coming right away." After hanging up, Xiao Ye checked his text messages and found that several people had already sent messages. City Lord, Xiao Ye. Protect Yao. The Bald, Training Maniac, Xiao Ye. Stay in the training camp and don't wander off. It's safe enough here. Pavilion Master, Yi Learn is missing. Xiao Ye, all you contractors in the training camp, be careful of monster attacks. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi, standing nearby, also realized the current crisis and looked extremely serious. The three then left, boarded an off-road vehicle, and headed straight for the first line of defense. Outside the Mengxuan base city. Boom, boom, boom. A fierce battle was raging, producing deafening sounds. Countless demonic snakes emerged from the demonic snake forest, shooting towards the walls of Mengxuan base city. Thousands of the Guardian Pavilion summoned beasts were fighting the demonic snakes. The ordinary demonic snakes and the demonic snake forest were relatively easy to deal with because they were non-venomous and small, making them easy to kill. However, there are many types of highly venomous and large demonic snakes. Even the city guard summoned beasts must fight with extreme caution. External injuries are minor. If poisoned, there's no time to inject antidote serum on the fierce battlefield, and death is inevitable. Report. The entire 4th tier city guard has been wiped out. Report. More than half of the 5th tier city guard has been killed or wounded. Report. 80% of the 6th tier city guards have been poisoned and have lost their fighting ability. 7th, 8th, and 9th tier cities suffer severe losses, with their combat capabilities halved. The city guard reported the situation time and time again, and the expressions of the Great Rock Pavilion Master and the Golden Tiger City Lord, who were fighting the 8 demonic snake masters at the forefront, grew increasingly gloomy as they listened. Bang! Sect Master, let us resist these 8 Grandmasters. You 4 should conserve your energy to deal with the Beast King. That's right, the 4 of us can handle it. There are 6 Grandmaster summoned beasts in the Wilderness Base City, the Sect Master and his wife, the City Lord and his wife, the bald male and female training maniac instructors, and 3 other pairs of Grandmaster level contractors. At this moment, the bald male training maniac instructors suggested that the Sect Master and his wife conserve their energy. This beast type and the 8 Grandmasters are just the small part, the big one is yet to come, the Grandmaster level Beast King, who has transformed from a snake into a demonic dragon over 1,000 years. Only the City Lord and his wife's Grandmaster summon beast, the Great Rock, and the Sect Master's summon beast, the Golden Tiger, working together can deal with it. Bullshit. You 4 against 8? How are you going to fight? That's right, 1 against 2. Are you planning to die here? Looking at the heavily wounded city guards behind them, the Great Rock's heart was heavy, and the Golden Tiger's eyes blazed with anger. They couldn't spare any resources to provide support, otherwise, the 4 Grandmaster summoned beasts alone would be unable to resist the 8 Grandmaster demonic snakes. With the appearance of the Beast King demonic dragon, the Mengxuan base city is doomed to defeat. The event was sudden, and reinforcements from other base cities couldn't arrive in time. Unbeknownst to all the summoned beasts, a crimson-eyed demonic dragon roamed within a dark cloud thousands of meters in the sky, observing the battle below. Roar. Suddenly, a unique roar rang out, and a pure white fox with 2 tails appeared atop the Mengxuan base city's walls. Divine charm, causes confusion in the enemy's mind. Group attack, full power. An extremely powerful mental wave emanated from the 2-tailed, pure white fox, spreading across the entire battlefield in less than 2 seconds. Buzz! Something astonishing happened to all the summoned beasts, except for Grandmaster level magical beasts. Tens of thousands of 9th tier and lower tier magical snakes actually stopped their movements, ceasing the battle with the city's defense forces. Their eyes were filled with confusion, frozen in place as if on pause. All the city's defense forces and Grandmasters were stunned by this scene. A miracle. A miracle has occurred. Great. Our Mengxuan base city is saved. Kill. Kill them all. Demon snakes, die. As long as we're alive, we won't let you set foot in the base city. Thousands of city guards summoned beasts sounded the horn of counterattack, charging forward wave after wave towards the halted demon snakes. In less than 2 minutes, the city guards' disadvantageous situation was completely reversed. They killed most of the halted demon snakes, leaving only a swarm of low-level, non-toxic demon snakes that were easy to deal with. It's the control skill of the 2-tailed white fox. It's insane. The dark crocodile summoned by the training maniac instructor spotted the white fox on the city wall at a glance and said in great shock. The Rock and the Golden Tiger suddenly realized and exclaimed in shock, "So it's Xiao Ye, an SSS-level summoned beast. It really can't be understood by common sense. The skill effect is too awesome. The White Fox, an SSS-level summoned beast, is comparable to a million soldiers." The Master Summoned Beasts present realized the terror of an SSS-level beast for the first time. Roar. Just then, the sky suddenly darkened. A monstrous dragon, exuding an aura of evil, shot down from the clouds toward the city wall. Chapter 29. The Beast King appears. The divine dragon makes a move. Please continue reading. The sky darkened, lightning flashed, and a torrential downpour began. A malevolent dragon swam through the clouds, hurtling towards them. A palpable sense of oppression emanated from the heavens. Damn it! It's the Beast King Demon Dragon. The two-tailed white fox is in mortal danger. Not good. He used a wide-range skill. The two-tailed white fox must be severely weakened. He has no strength left to fight the demon dragon. The pavilion master of the military pavilion, the Rock, cried out and rushed to the rescue. The city lord, the Golden Tiger, also broke away from his battle with the 8 Grandmaster Demon Snakes and headed towards the city walls. The Beast King Demon Dragon's opponent was them. Unfortunately, the distance was too great, they couldn't reach it in time. The city's defenders on the battlefield were filled with rage. They wished they were the ones targeted by the demon dragon. The two-tailed white fox was panting heavily, looking exhausted. Controlling tens of thousands of demon snakes simultaneously, covering an area of tens of thousands of square meters, had depleted 60% of his mental energy. Xiao Ye remained calm. A Grandmaster-level demonic flood dragon, peak of the 9th rank of Grandmaster? At the Grandmaster level, after mastering one's innate skills to the extreme, an intent is born. This intent protects the body, enhancing the effect of one's own innate skills and weakening the effects of others' innate skills. The Grandmaster realm is divided into 9 ranks, with the 1st rank being the weakest and the 9th rank the strongest. The Beast King Demonic Flood Dragon is at the 9th rank of Grandmaster. A 9th rank versus a 9th rank Grandmaster, Xiao Ye might turn and run away from any other opponent, but against the Demonic Flood Dragon, Xiao Ye was not afraid at all. A Flood Dragon fighting a Supreme Golden Dragon isn't about realm, but about bloodline. Boom! Lightning flashed and thunder roared, the sky darkened further, and a torrential rain poured down on the entire battlefield, soaking all the summoned beasts. The black demonic flood dragon, filled with an evil aura, spiraled down, its black eyes filled with rage, the image of the two-tailed white fox reflected in those eyes. "Little thing, you carry my son's aura, so you're the one who killed him? Give me your life." Ultimate Water Mine Cannon mobilizes the power of dark clouds, condensing billions of pressure water mines, possessing intense explosiveness and wide area attack power. Boom! The dark clouds above were mobilized, and a massive black pillar of water mines, 100 meters in diameter, pierced through the air towards the white fox. Its terrifying aura seemed to possess the power to destroy the world. "Xie Ye, it's our turn." The two-tailed white fox finished speaking, and simultaneously, along with Nangong Xie Ye behind the city wall, mobilized the contract power of their SSS Level 5 Claw Golden Dragon template. Roar! Suddenly, a melodious and clear dragon roar came from above and behind the city wall, resounding throughout the entire battlefield. A ray of light shone from the sky onto the earth, dispelling the darkness and cold. The dark clouds receded, and the thunder subsided. A golden dragon radiating divine light appeared, with rabbit eyes, deer antlers, a bull's mouth, a camel's head, tiger paws, eagle claws, fish scales, and a snake's body. A golden dragon hovered above and behind the city wall. Its vertical golden pupils radiating immense pressure, water element control. As the name suggests, you are the master of the water element, possessing absolute control over it. Watching the 100-meter diameter water cannon hurtling towards them, the golden dragon thought, disintegrate. An invisible wave shot out from its vertical golden pupils, striking the terrifying water cannon at unimaginable speed. The water element within the cannon, compressed to its extreme, immediately disintegrated and dispersed. With a resounding boom, the 100-meter diameter water cannon exploded in mid-air before everyone's eyes, transforming into ordinary water droplets that scattered in all directions. Dragon. It's a divine dragon? My goodness, I actually saw a real dragon. Holy crap. That's amazing. A 9th tier Beast King taking on a Grandmaster level Beast King head-on. Is that a divine dragon? Xiao, it must be Xiao's summoned beast, it's already at the 9th tier so quickly. The city guards who had just cleared the swarm of demonic snakes stared blankly at the golden dragon. Even the Grandmaster level summoned beasts and Grandmaster level demonic snakes in the midst of battle took a few steps back to slow down the fighting. The three-toed golden dragon, at this moment, received all the attention. When the Beast King Demon Flood Dragon saw the Divine Dragon appear and easily dismantle the extreme water pressure water mine cannon, its eyes nearly popped out of its head in shock. Dragon? No. I don't believe it. 100 years ago, I comprehended the bloodline inheritance and concluded that there are no more true dragons in the world. You must be fake. The Beast King Demon Flood Dragon paused, hovering in midair, looking at the circling golden divine dragon, a hint of panic showing in its eyes, but its mouth remained stubborn, every word it uttered denying the existence of the divine dragon. However, the dragon's ability to control water elements and the golden dragon's striking appearance made him skeptical. Had a true dragon truly appeared in the world? 9th rank? HMPH. Whether it's a dragon or an insect, we'll only know after we fight it. As expected of the Beast King Demon Dragon, his mind quickly calmed down. Dragon or insect, 9th rank? Trash. Without reaching the Grandmaster level, one is destined to be an ant. Grandmaster level, ultimate water laser bullet, power increased tenfold, weakens enemy skill effects, roar. The demon dragon roared, its black scales emitting an evil, foul stench, once again manipulating the black clouds above. Boom. 10,000 square meters of black clouds in the sky suddenly compressed together, forming an extremely unstable explosive water bomb about half a meter in diameter. The air around the explosive water bomb was torn apart, emitting a mournful hissing sound. The summoned beasts of the military pavilion master and his wife, the Rock, and the city lord and his wife, the Golden Tiger, changed their expressions drastically. This one water bomb was enough to flatten the entire Mangum base city. We can't let it fall. The two exchanged a glance, and the summoned beast, the Rock, let out a cry, lunging forward to detonate the ultimate water bomb ahead of time. You're courting death. The evil black dragon sneered, flying towards the Rock and catching up in the blink of an eye, unleashing a sweeping tail. Bang! Accompanied by a sonic boom, the Rock was struck by the evil black dragon's tail, spitting out a jet of blood as it shot towards the ground like a feather released from a bow. In a single exchange, the city lord was defeated. The city lord's summoned beast, the Golden Tiger, paled drastically. The 8th level Grandmaster Rock was no match for the 9th level Grandmaster Demonic Flood Dragon. The difference in strength was more than 3 times. Lord! Lord! The city guards were furious, but helpless. Your Majesty is mighty. Your Majesty will surely prevail. Your Majesty is mighty. The 8 Grandmaster level demon serpents roared excitedly, waving their arms and legs. The 4 summoning beast Grandmasters were ashen-faced, wishing they could tear them apart and rip out their gallbladders. The Golden Tiger caught a falling rock and examined its injuries, finding it severely wounded. Its combat strength was less than 1/3. Chirp! Help me up, I can still go. The rock cried out, coughing up several mouthfuls of black blood, struggling to flap its wings, wanting to go back into the fray. If you go again, you will surely die. The Golden Tiger spoke, its voice heavy and sorrowful. Our base city ends here. I'll go even if I die. I've protected the base city my whole life, and you want me to give up? No way. The rock roared angrily. Today, if the demon serpent doesn't die, the Wild Plains base city will perish. Both of them knew this very well. HMPH. The Beast King Demon Dragon sneered, its aura spreading out. Use the destruction of your wilderness base city to mourn my son. Use the death of you, a 9th tier vermin, to prove that there are no true dragons left in this world. Whoosh! A half-meter diameter, ultra-black water bomb plummeted from the sky, leaving a long white trail of flame. If it had to be named, the demon dragon, having read the history of human development, would call it, Little Black Boy. Please continue reading. Chapter 30, The Demon Serpent Forest Destroyed, The Beast King Slain. Please continue reading. Sensing the ultimate water laser bomb, the 3-toed golden dragon frowned. Under its innate skill, water element control, all water elements in the world seemed to revolve around it. However, the surface of the black water laser bomb possessed a mysterious and profound aura, greatly reducing its perception of the water elements within it. This is troublesome. The three-toed golden dragon stared intently at the ultimate water laser bomb descending from the sky. The reduced water element control couldn't completely and perfectly disintegrate the ultimate water laser bomb. Blind intervention might detonate it. At a height of several hundred meters, it would still affect the wilderness base city and its defense forces. So, it first tried to stop its descent. Slow down. Halt. An invisible wave shot out from its golden vertical pupil, instantly striking the black water bomb. Surprisingly, the extremely compressed black water bomb only slowed down by 1/10. Hey. Hey. The Beast King Demon Dragon was extremely excited, as if it saw the dawn of victory, and said disdainfully, "A true dragon? Trash. A vermin, daring to impersonate a true dragon, today, I will slay you." The 8 Grandmaster Demon Snakes all roared excitedly. The Wild Plains base city would become history, and the Demon Snake Forest would live on forever. Noisy. The three-toed golden dragon roared, emitting a dragon's roar. Roar, holy golden dragon might, has the effect of mental shock and forcibly reducing the enemy's attributes by 50%. Among its kind, it has the effect of dominating the bloodline. A pressure that seemed to come from the top of the universe surged and pressed down on the Beast King Demon Dragon. The dominating law from the bloodline suddenly suppressed the Demon Dragon's bloodline. At this moment, all the summoned beasts felt a great terror descending. The supreme and overwhelming pressure made them gasp for breath. The 8 Grandmaster Demon Snakes trembled, their hearts pounding, revealing fear in their eyes. Roar. The demonic dragon's black eyes nearly popped out of their sockets. His prized demonic dragon bloodline was suppressed by the overwhelming pressure, rendering him immobile and heading towards annihilation. My bloodline, my life force. Impossible, absolutely impossible. The demonic dragon roared in disbelief. His bloodline, life force, and spiritual intent were completely unusable. He felt as if he were being suppressed in the 18th level of hell, on the verge of divine destruction. Buzz. Without the demonic dragon's continuous control and output, the spiritual power on the surface of the water laser bullet, compressed to its limit, was instantly dispersed by water element control. When the water laser bullet was only 10 meters from the ground, it shot into the sky, plummeting dozens of kilometers away. Seeing this, the 8 Grandmaster Demonic Dragons were so shocked their jaws nearly dropped to the ground. This reversal of fortune filled the city guards, the 4 Grandmasters, the city lord, and the pavilion master with ecstatic joy. A dragon. A true dragon has appeared in our Mengxuan base city. This is definitely a true dragon. Only a true dragon could defeat a 9th tier Grandmaster level demonic dragon with only a 9th tier power. Hey, look at that water laser projectile, isn't it heading towards the core of the demon serpent forest? Holy crap. It really is. A true dragon is mighty. Under everyone's watchful eyes, the extremely compressed, jet black water laser projectile plummeted straight to the core of the demon serpent forest, hundreds of kilometers away. Boom. In that instant, even the heavens and earth seemed to tremble. A mushroom cloud composed of sand and floodwater shot straight into the sky. Whoosh! In a flash, the powerful floodwaters, containing billions of times the water pressure, erupted and swept away everything in the demon serpent forest, cave, ancient trees, mountains, and ley lines. From afar, the mountain range looked as if it had been sliced clean by a knife, becoming completely barren. Tens of thousands of demonic snakes within were killed by the intense water pressure, not a single one survived. The demon serpent forest was destroyed. A miracle. The serpent forest is gone. That move was awesome. All the summoned beasts present stared blankly at the entire process. Good, so this is how you play. A true dragon, that's definitely a true dragon, we're doomed. Putting aside the facts, what does our serpent invasion of the base city have to do with this serpent forest? They have no martial ethics. The 8 Grandmaster Serpents witnessed the destruction of their homeland and all trembled as if they had a seizure, whether from fear or anger, it was unclear. PFFT. The Beast King Serpent spouted a 20-meter-high stream of black blood, its long, slender body, which had been hovering in the air, crashed to the ground, creating a large crater, looking utterly pathetic. At this moment, far away in the sky, beyond the ozone layer of Blue Star, above the serpent forest, a beast-ear girl with kunpeng ears walked alone, her graceful body moving leisurely through the void. Suddenly, a sexy red smile appeared on her charming face as she looked down. Interesting. Another supreme being has appeared? A supreme being's law aura manifested in the area below. The alluring beast ear girl shoved her hands towards the void, causing space to crack open and reveal a dark spatial rift. Whoosh! In a flash, the alluring beast ear girl leaped into it, instantly arriving tens of thousands of meters above the Wild Plains base city, concealed among the white clouds. Roar! The demon serpent beast tide was almost completely wiped out, leaving only the 8 Grandmaster demon serpents and the Beast King demon flood dragon. Their eyes seemed to spit fire as they furiously charged towards the 3-toed golden dragon and the 2-tailed white fox. Damn it, these two deserve to die. It's all because of you that the demon serpent forest was destroyed. I will avenge my son. With a few swift movements, they roared furiously, their auras soaring into the sky. With a whoosh, they leaped over the city wall and ran towards the interior. Run! Run! They won't dare to act recklessly inside the base city. Split up and escape in different directions. Yes, that's definitely a real dragon. It's too eerie. I don't even dare to face it directly. Just looking at it makes me tremble. Your Majesty is wise. A gentleman's revenge is never too late. Our demon serpent forest will start anew. Very good. The task of reproduction is left to you. Find any demon beasts you like to mate with. The 2-tailed white fox looked on calmly. Run? Do you think you can escape? Divine Charm forcefully puts the enemy's mind into a state of confusion. Divine Defection forcefully instills a thought imprint, causing the enemy to change their attack target. A mental wave spread out at the speed of light, instantly affecting the fleeing Beast King Demon Dragon and the 8 Grandmaster Demon Serpents. Buzz! The 4 Grandmaster level demon beasts stopped in their tracks, then stared at the Beast King Demon Dragon with bloodshot eyes, saying, "Kill this white fox. Avenge the little king, kill." The Beast King Demon Dragon was also affected by the skill and began to fight with the 8 Grandmaster Demon Serpents. The ideological imprint instilled by the divine subversion ignited the darkest hatred deep within their hearts. At this moment, the 8 Grandmasters were as vicious and ruthless as if they had been injected with hormones. The 6 Grandmasters of Mangudum Base City also joined the battle. In less than half a minute, the 8 demonic serpents and the Beast King demonic dragon all perished. At this moment, everyone turned around and saw the vanished true dragon, asking in confusion, "Where's the dragon? Where did the true dragon go?" Little did they know that the 3-toed golden dragon had been grabbed by a giant hand from the void and pulled into a spatial rift while they were fighting. Xiao Ye! Xiao Ye, where did you go? Cheng Bingxi, forced to revert to human form, called out Xiao Ye's name from the city wall. She felt that the power of her contract with Xiao Ye seemed to have been severed. Chapter 31 Dean of Shanghai's top university, Kunpeng Supreme. Inside the main hall of the Mangudum Bay City Lord's mansion, a 3-toed golden dragon appeared, hovering in midair. Nangguang Xiao and Xiao Ye only saw a flash of white light before they arrived. A supreme bloodline that hasn't fully matured yet? A beast ear girl with Kunpeng ears hovered in midair, curiously observing the 3-toed golden dragon. Xiao Ye, controlling the 3-toed golden dragon, stared intently and was immediately surprised. This beast ear girl exuded a captivating charm. Her figure was graceful and alluring, a very mature and sexy older sister. A smile that turned her head was incredibly alluring. Most surprising was that this charming fish-ear beast ear girl was incredibly powerful. She could fly without relying on anything. The 3-toed golden dragon's flight relied on anti-gravity, which it couldn't do in its human form. Supreme Dragon God bloodline? The alluring and sexy woman looked around curiously. Xiao Ye, controlling his 3-toed golden dragon, blinked and asked, "Who are you?" He could sense she meant no harm. The alluring beast-eared woman shook her head and said, "Who I am isn't important. You'll never see me again, so you don't need to know." Every smile and glance she gave exuded charm, captivating anyone's heart. However, her words were too aloof, leaving Xiao Ye speechless. After observing for a while, the beautiful beast-ear girl with a charming aura showed disappointment on her stunning face. She said, "What a pity. You possess the bloodline of a supreme being, yet you stay in a remote corner like Mangudum Base City. You've only reached the 9th rank now, the summoner must be quite old. If you were born in my magic city, I'm confident I could make you the top scorer in the college entrance exam and send you to the top-tier magic city Kunpeng Combat Academy." Xiao Ye was speechless and was about to retort when he heard Nangguang Xiao exclaim joyfully, "Great-grandma! It's you. So this is Great-grandma's beast-ear girl form." Both Xiao Ye and the charming beast-ear girl were startled. Xiao Ye was surprised that Nangguang Xiao actually knew this beast-eared girl. The charming, beast-eared girl glared at the address. What great-grandmother? Am I that old? Nangguang Xiao, controlling her five-clawed golden dragon, exclaimed joyfully, oh, aren't you my great-grandmother? My parents' nominal teacher. You even held me when I was little. You were that cute little kid with a little bun in your hair. The charming, beast-eared girl thought for a moment, then a look of familiarity appeared on her beautiful face as she suddenly realized, you're that 8-year-old who still wet the bed? That 10-year-old who liked to suck her toes, Nangguang Xiao? Nangguang Xiao was speechless. So much time had passed, why bring that up again? Yes, that's me. Nangguang Xiao admitted directly. The charming, beast-eared girl suddenly gritted her teeth and said, so it was you. You were 8 years old and still wetting the bed, and 10 years old and still sucking my toes. If you weren't so young, I would have spanked you long ago. It was clear she remembered these two incidents vividly, even acutely. Xiao Ye and Nangguang Xiao exited their summoned beast forms and reverted to their human forms. Xiao Ye looked at Nangguang Xiao with surprise, not expecting her to have a penchant for sucking other people's toes. Oh dear, let's not talk about that. Nangguang Xiao introduced them to each other. Great-grandma. This is my contractor, Xiao Ye. Xiao Ye, this is my father's nominal teacher. Because she's over 1,000 years old, I've always called her great-grandma. What, 1,000 years old? Xiao Ye was a little dumbfounded. 1,000 years old could be an ancestor, no wonder he called her great-grandma. Ahem. The alluring beast-eared girl glared at Nangguang Xiao. Call me sister. What are you calling great-grandmother? I'm not that old. She hadn't felt anything being called great-grandmother by a little brat before, but now, being called great-grandmother by a stunning beauty comparable to herself was something she simply couldn't accept. Sure enough, women don't like being called old, and she was no exception. Nangguang Xiao leaned closer to Xiao Ye with a teasing look and whispered, you rascal, great-grandmother is known as a 1,000-year-old bachelor, a 10,000-year-old single woman. Don't mention that in front of her, she hates it. Hearing this, Xiao Ye couldn't help but glance at the graceful Kunpeng beast-eared girl. Such a beautiful woman, a 1,000-year-old single woman? Could she have a misogyny? The Kunpeng beast-eared girl's lips twitched, wishing she could flick Nangguang Xiao's forehead. Please, you're so close, even if you whisper, I can hear you. The Kunpeng-eared girl coughed, her expression turning serious. Nangguang Xiao, she said, if I remember correctly, you haven't taken the college entrance exam yet, have you? Nangguang Xiao nodded, puzzled. Yes, what's wrong? Hearing this, the Kunpeng-eared girl's beautiful face lit up with a delighted smile. She looked at Xiao Ye and Nangguang Xiao, overjoyed. Good. A supreme bloodline summoner who hasn't taken the college entrance exam yet? I'll take you. As the vice dean of the Kunpeng Combat Academy, the top university in Shanghai's base city, you two are admitted early. I said it. The top university in Shanghai? The vice dean of the Kunpeng Combat Academy? Early admission? Xiao Ye and Nangguang Xiao were stunned. The Kunpeng-eared girl looked at Xiao Ye and Nangguang Xiao with delighted eyes, her heart filled with excitement. She'd struck gold on a single trip. When did she get such incredible luck? Xiao Ye shook his head. No. The Kunpeng-eared girl's pretty face froze. He actually refused. Sure enough, I don't even have any luck. No wonder the template contract problem hasn't been solved even after 1,000 years. Xiao Ye felt it was better to pass the college entrance examination honestly. Besides, he still had a mission to become the top scorer in the college entrance examination. 10 minutes ago, new content appeared on the system panel. Congratulations to the host for completing the mission. Reward, Rule Level Rare Treasure, Zuanhuang Gem. Zuanhuang Gem has been stored in the system storage space. Current mission, win the National College Entrance Examination and make Manggaeum base cities overall college entrance examination results rank among the top 10 base cities in the country. Reward, Template Adjuster. Template Adjuster, 3 functions. 1. Template Level Upgrade Function. 2. Incomplete Template Repair Function. 3. Template Rule Fragment Crystal Extraction Function, Origin Level Template Adjuster. This function looks very appealing, and Xiao Ye didn't want to miss it. At this time, the City Lord, the Pavilion Master, and the 4 Grandmasters entered the City Lord's mansion. Disciples Nangguang Kitao and Zhang Jirao pay their respects to their teacher. The pavilion master of the Mengxuan Bay City Military Pavilion pays respects to the Kunpeng Supreme. The 4 grandmasters and the pavilion master followed a city lord and his wife in bowing. Their expressions were solemn, and their eyes were full of reverence. The Supreme Being is a powerhouse far surpassing the Grandmaster realm. Grandmaster, Great Grandmaster, Venerable, Great Venerable, Supreme Being. The Kunpeng Supreme Being also has another title, Kunpeng Queen. Chapter 32 The Kunpeng Queen, a Millennial Bachelor. A Hidden Path. Please read on. Supreme. That's a terrifyingly powerful being at the level of a nation's protector. A mountain range like the demon serpent forest could be flattened with a wave of their hand. However, Nangguang Kitao was puzzled. Wasn't his teacher usually at the top-tier Kunpeng Academy in Shanghai? How could she have time to come to a backward and remote base city like Mengxuan Base City? As the city lord, Nangguang Kitao performed his duties with impeccable etiquette, beginning to entertain this powerful female teacher. The usually imposing military pavilion master was all smiles and rarely spoke, as were the 8 grandmasters. The Kunpeng beast-eared girl, maintaining her beast-eared form, pointed at Xiao Ye and said to Nangguang Kitao, "Where does this kid live? Arrange my accommodation, I want to stay next door to him until the college entrance exam is over." She was determined to bring the supreme bloodline, which hadn't yet been extracted, under her control. Xiao Ye felt her gaze was strange. A long-legged girl threw herself into Xiao Ye's arms, tears welling in her eyes, saying, "I finally found you. I thought something had happened to you." It was Xie Mengxuan, who had been forced to revert to her summoned beast form. "It's all right." Xiao Ye patted her back, comforting her. The Kunpeng beast-eared girl's eyes widened at the sight, and she slammed her hand on the table, scolding, "Nonsense. You already have a contractor, and you're cuddling and hugging other beauties." And the one she was hugging was another peerless beauty, young and pretty. The city lord, the pavilion master, and the 4 grandmasters were startled by the sudden table slamming sound. When the Supreme Being was enraged, corpses floated for thousands of miles. Nangguang Kitao quickly explained, "Teacher, please calm down. This is Xie Mengxuan, Xiao Ye's first summoned beast contractor." Nangguang Xiao's mother, Zhang Jiarao, chimed in, "Xie Mengxuan, an awakener of the SSS-Level Nine-Tailed Celestial Fox template." The Kunpeng girl was stunned, her pretty face filled with disbelief. "This kid Xiao Ye has contracted with 2 girls? And both are SSS-level summon beast templates?" Nangguang Kitao and Zhang Jiarao nodded, "Yes." The Kunpeng girl jumped up in shock, walked up to Xiao Ye, pinched his handsome cheeks left and right, patted his left shoulder and then his right shoulder. She clicked her tongue in amazement, as if she had seen a new kind of human. Her hands feel so comfortable, her shoulders are broad, her joints are strong, and she can even contract with 2 templates. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Xiao Ye saw the Kunpeng beast-eared girl trying to touch her, and quickly slapped her fair little hand away, saying, "Grandma, don't touch me in public, it tickles." The Kunpeng beast-eared girl smiled charmingly, instantly exuding a captivating aura. She was a ripe and sexy beauty. "You mean I can touch you in private?" she whispered, leaning closer and blowing a breath into Xiao Ye's ear. "Also, don't call me grandma, am I that old? Call me little fairy, or Sister Yunbing." Xiao Ye was dumbfounded. "You're over 1,000 years old, and you want me to call you little fairy? Have you no shame?" However, this Kunpeng beast-eared girl was indeed a peerless beauty, her looks comparable to Nangguang Xiao and Xie Mengxuan. But compared to the still somewhat immature Xie Mengxuan and Xie Mengxuan, the Kunpeng beast-eared girl was like a ripe peach, full of charm and sexiness. "Sister Yunbing." Xiao Ye smiled brightly, pulling Xie Mengxuan along to call out, "Sister Yunbing." "He." The Kunpeng beast-eared girl's beautiful eyes flashed with a sly light. "You called me Sister Yunbing, so you're all mine. Nangong, arrange for me to stay in their villa. I want to personally teach them until the college entrance exam is over." "No problem." Nangguang Kitao was overjoyed. The last time he received personal instruction from the Kunpeng Supreme was, well, last time. The bald, training maniac instructor among the 4 summoned beast masters whispered to the city lord, sweating profusely, "City lord, they're currently sleeping in the same bedroom in the youth training camp's couple's apartment. There are no other rooms." Nangguang Kitao said in a deep voice, "Then arrange a villa for Yao and the others immediately." 10 minutes later, Xiao Ye and the other 2 were forcibly moved into a small villa next to the city lord's mansion. Looking at the 3-meter-long, 3-meter-wide bed, Cheng Bingxi was almost stunned. Xiao Ye liked it very much, such a big bed could easily sleep 4 people. In the next room, the Kunpengir girl seemed to have had her worldview shattered, muttering to herself. No more than 10 people across the entire nation's base cities have awakened SSS-level summon beast templates this year, and yet Mangyeom base city has 2, no, 3. And one of them is an SSS-level Beast Tamer. If a Beast Tamer can contract 2 templates simultaneously, does that mean they can contract a third? Even in the super base cities of Shanghai and Beijing, this is unheard of. The Kunpengir girl spread her divine sense, wanting to secretly observe what was special about Xiao Ye. When her divine sense reached the next room, the image of Xiao Ye and his 2 companions appeared in her vision, but the sight made her blush and her heart race. Ugh! Is this something I can see? Next door. Nangguang Xiao threw herself at Xiao Ye, her eyes brimming with anticipation. Xiao Ye. Our 2 summoned beasts have reached the 9th rank, and we've wiped out the demon serpent forest, killing 9 grandmaster-level demon serpents. Do you have a way to solve the template problem? Xiao Ye nodded, yes. From now on, your template will no longer restrict our contact, Zuan Huang Gem, a low-level treasure, capable of calming chaotic rules and restoring transcendent and chaotic energy. Just take it out when the time comes. With it, the transcendent template energy will be calmed. Yay! That's great. Nangguang Xiao was overjoyed, jumping up and down high. The Kunpeng beast ear girl, who was spying next door, frowned. Solve the template problem? What problem? That kid can solve the awakening template problem at the law level? Good heavens. This is only good for fooling naive young girls. But suddenly, the commotion next door made her face darken. The more she listened, the darker her face became, even gritting her teeth. Xiao Ye asked Nangguang Xiao, why is that great-grandmother a 1,000-year-old bachelor? Does she have misogyny? Nangguang Xiao thought for a moment, then replied with a strange expression, well, I'm not really sure. In my memory, everyone calls her the 1,000-year-old bachelor in private, an old maid. I remember now. Her template seems to have a big problem. Anyone who signs a contract with her will explode and die instantly. Rumor has it that whoever signs a contract with her dies, and all men stay far away from her. Xiao Ye's lips twitched. That's terrible. Anyone who signs a contract with her will explode and die. Wait. This sounds familiar. Right, explode and die. Nangguang Xiao's template exceeds its limits, and engaging in inappropriate behavior with someone will cause both of them to explode and die. But whoever Sister Yunbing signs a contract with dies instantly. Xiao Ye gasped at the thought. This is terrifying. Chapter 33 Nangguang Xiao, I can't take it anymore. Damn it, even men can't sign a contract with her, let alone do anything else. No wonder she's called a millennial bachelor. Yunbing refers to the Kunpeng beast ear girl. Xiao Ye couldn't help but wonder if Yunbing's template also had a major problem, preventing her from signing contracts with others. Could a rule-level Zuan Huang gem solve her problem? Even if we take a step back, a template adjuster could definitely solve any template problem. A source-level template adjuster's second function is to repair incomplete templates. Xiao Ye wasn't sure what the source level was, but it sounded incredibly powerful, definitely above the law level. Yunbing, is there a problem with your template? Xiao Ye asked. Don't ask. The fruitful girl didn't care what Xiao Ye was asking, she excitedly pressed herself against him. Xiao Ye's eyes widened as the fruitful girl's beautiful eyes and face gradually magnified in his vision. She actually covered his mouth with hers. No. It's still daytime. Xiao Ye tried to push her away. But Nangguang Xiao was like an iron clamp, her jaws welded to Xiao Ye. I don't care, I want it. I can't hold back anymore. Nangguang Xiao uttered indistinctly. The Kunpengir girl next door blushed and her heart pounded. Hiss. She suddenly gasped, quickly withdrawing her divine sense and blocking her vision. This young man is so wild. The Kunpengir girl patted her chest, saying guiltily. For 1,000 years, she had never touched a man, and just now, she actually felt very excited. Her heart, which had been sealed within 1,000 years of ice, began to beat fiercely for the first time in so long. But what annoyed her was that her luck seemed terrible, she hadn't found a way to solve the template problem. He pulled a crystal emanating a special aura from his pocket, regretfully saying, only one left. That's enough to summon the Kunpeng divine beast once more. I don't even know where to find another one. But the most urgent goal right now is to recruit these 3 SSS-level beasts into the Beast Tamer Academy in the Magic City. The Dragon Kingdom has 3 super base cities: Magic City, Imperial Capital City, Jinling City, and Cold Pole City, etc. Each super base city has a top-tier Beast Tamer Academy. The Dragon Kingdom has 10 top-tier Beast Tamer Academies in total, and the Magic City Beast Tamer Academy is one of them. No more than 10 SSS-level beasts awaken nationwide in a year, yet Mengxuan base city suddenly produced 3. Suddenly, a faint sound came from the wall. The Kunpengir girl lay on the warm bed, her soft body trembling, covering her ears, her pretty face slightly flushed. Good lad, an hour has passed. She was shocked. He was too powerful. This strengthened her resolve to recruit Xiao Ye into the Kunpeng Combat Department of her Magic City Beast Tamer Academy. As time passed, half a month went by, and tomorrow was the day of the college entrance examination. In the main hall of the city lord's mansion, Yunbing was explaining to Xiao Ye and the other 2 the things they needed to pay attention to during the college entrance examination. At this moment, Yunbing was no longer in her beast ear girl form, but had transformed back into her human form. In her human form, she had an extra touch of freshness, mixed with her charming temperament, making her stand out from the crowd. The college entrance examination will be held in each base city. You will be taking the exam in the Mengxuan base city, but the higher level base city will send invigilators and testing equipment. The invigilators are undoubtedly fair and impartial. Here, I'd like to focus on introducing the invigilation equipment. First, there's the detection instrument, which detects the summoned beast level and realm of the examinees. Second, there's the Void God Tower, which is like a virtual world. It allows each examinee to enter the virtual world and fight against magical beasts to test their combat level. However, it is said that the magical beast battles this year have changed, and the difficulty is greater than before. Xiao Ye, Cheng Bingxi, and Nangong Xiao listened very attentively. Yunbing paused, then mysteriously addressed Nangong Xiao, Yao. Nangong Xiao asked, "What's wrong, Grandma?" Yunbing's pretty face darkened. "Call me Sister Yunbing." "Oh. Sister Yunbing, what's wrong?" Yunbing's face regained its mysterious expression. She pulled Nangong Xiao aside, hugged her, and said, "If you apply to my Beastmaster Academy in Shanghai, Kunpeng Combat Department, I'll tell you about the changes to the Void God Tower in this year's college entrance exam rules. Insider information. How about it?" Nangong Xiao's beautiful eyes lit up. Seeing her interest, Yunbing felt excited. She hadn't expected to recruit an SSS level so quickly, so easy. Recruiting one of these 3, and considering they were already a unit, it was practically like recruiting all 3. Just as the charming and mature Yunbing seemed to see the dawn of victory. Immediately afterward, she heard Nangong Xiao's voice of refusal. "No. Wherever Xiao Ye goes, I'll go. How can I decide which university to attend on my own?" With that, Nangong Xiao returned to Xiao Ye and Cheng Bingxi's side, much to Yunbing's astonishment. Xiao Ye looked at Yunbing with a strange expression, thinking to himself, "Why are there always beautiful women trying to hug my wife?" Yunbing's lips twitched. Wherever Xiao Ye goes, she'll go? Yunbing thought to herself, "I don't believe it." So she pulled Cheng Bingxi aside again, hugged her, and whispered in her ear, "Join my Shanghai Kunpeng Combat Department, and I'll tell you insider information about the college entrance exam. It will definitely help you. How about it?" Insider information? Isn't that cheating? Cheng Bingxi, the top student in the entire school, wasn't interested in this kind of game and directly and firmly refused. "Sister Yunbing, do you think my SSS level summoned beast needs to cheat?" "No." Seeing Cheng Bingxi wanting to go back, the charming and mature Yunbing's lips twitched, and she hugged her again, releasing temptation. "Join my Beast Tamer Academy in Shanghai, Kunpeng Combat Department, and I'll make you the student council president directly. How about it?" "Student council president? No way. I'll do all the hard work." "Sister Yunbing, please don't make things difficult for me. I'll listen to Xiao Ye." Well, I'll listen to Xiao Ye. Whichever university he goes to, we'll go to." After saying that, Cheng Bingxi went back. The charming and mature Yunbing was stunned. Good heavens. 2 SSS level beauties, both so determined to follow one man? Xiao Ye's gaze towards Yunbing became increasingly strange. HMPH. Another woman who likes to hug my wife. Now you hug my wife, later I'll hug you. Xiao Ye thought viciously. Woman. You should be glad you're female, not male. Otherwise, you'd already be dead. The alluring and mature Yun Bing noticed Xiao Ye's wary gaze and couldn't help but rub her embroidered eyebrows in distress. If she wanted to recruit these three incredibly rare SSS rank individuals, she'd have to start with Xiao Ye. Thinking of Xiao Ye's formidable stamina, her pretty face flushed. Chapter 34 Xiao Ye, no. I can't take it. The alluring and mature Yun Bing gazed at Xiao Ye with her beautiful eyes, her lips parting slightly as she said, Xiao Ye, you. Wait. Before Yun Bing could finish speaking, Xiao Ye raised his hand to interrupt. Sister Yun Bing, I know you want to specially recruit us into the school, but we want to take the regular college entrance examination. The alluring and mature Yun Bing was momentarily speechless, puzzled. Why? We're all going to university anyway. Special recruitment avoids fierce competition. Our Beast Tamer Academy in Shanghai is one of the top 10 universities in the country. Xiao Ye stood up, exuding an aura of authority, his words flowing smoothly. The college entrance examination is naturally for getting into a good university. But the three of us are taking the exam not only for the results, but also for the future of Mengxuan Base City. Our college entrance examination scores each year determine the amount of advanced resources that Mengxuan Base City can enjoy from the higher level base city. And these advanced resources can greatly enhance the combat power of many summoned beasts, and can even turn the tide of battle. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi both agreed, that's right. We're taking the college entrance examination not only for ourselves, but also for Mengxuan Base City. Exactly. Mengxuan Base City has been ranked last for 10 consecutive years. This year, we have to get second to last. The charming and mature Yun Bing froze, a hint of embarrassment appearing on her face. There is indeed a rule that the allocation of the latest resources is determined by the college entrance examination results. She has been staying at Kunpeng Combat Academy for many years and doesn't pay much attention to the outside world, so she actually forgot about it. After being reminded by Nangguang Xiao and the other two, she remembered. Wasn't her special recruitment of Xiao Ye and the other two equivalent to ruining the future of Mengxuan Base City? Then, Yun Bing said apologetically, I'm sorry. In the past, each pair of contractors summoned beasts were assigned a separate space to fight a magical beast, and the score was based on their performance. Actually, the rules for this year's college entrance examination at the Void God Tower have changed. It's based on the base city. All candidates in the base city are placed in the same large scene to resist a wave of beasts at the same time, and then the combat score is calculated based on each candidate's performance. Xiao Ye and the other two suddenly understood. So that's how it is. Nangguang Xiao grinned, these rules are fantastic for us. Xiao Ye wholeheartedly agreed. If it was a system mission to jointly resist a wave of beasts, he was 80% confident he could complete it. The charming and mature Yun Bing sighed. Unable to stop these three from taking the college entrance exam for special admission, she could only try to influence Xiao Ye elsewhere, getting him to apply to the Beast Tamer Academy in Shanghai. Alright, that concludes today's explanation. Tomorrow is your college entrance exam, which will last one day. The exam content includes testing the level and realm of your summoned beasts, and entering the Void God Tower to resist the beast tide. After she finished speaking, she dismissed everyone. The fruitful Nangguang Xiao immediately became excited, her eyes shining as she stared at Xiao Ye, then grabbed him and ran into the villa. Xiao Ye's legs trembled, and he stood rooted to the spot, unwilling to move. Xiao. Even an iron ox can't withstand your constant torment. Let me go today. Nangguang Xiao shook her head violently and said, no. Seeing Xiao Ye's troubled expression, Cheng Bingxi felt a pang of pity and said, Xiao, please let Xiao Ye go today. Xiao Ye pushed away Nangguang Xiao's hand, still shaken, and said, yeah, tomorrow is the college entrance exam. You don't want us to perform poorly because we're not energetic, right? If you don't do well, your dad will beat you up. Xiao Ye added insult to injury. Nangguang Xiao thought about it and realized something was wrong. Her energy levels had been improving since she'd been exercising with Xiao Ye, and her skin was even more radiant the next day. Unable to figure it out, Nangguang Xiao decided to consult the mature older sister, Yun Bing. Having lived for over 1,000 years, she should know a lot about this. So, Nangguang Xiao pulled Xiao Ye aside and asked the charming and sophisticated Yun Bing. Sister Yun Bing, does energy really decrease after exercising? The charming and sophisticated Yunbing froze, incredulously asking, huh? How could she ask such a question so casually? Thinking Yunbing hadn't heard her clearly, Xie asked again. Yunbing, embarrassed, stammered, why probably, right? Ugh. She was internally frantic. How did she know this? She'd never experienced it. Xie looked disappointed, feeling a little regretful. Undeterred, she said, Sister Yunbing, are you serious? But every time I wake up the next day, my skin is more moisturized. The charming and sophisticated Yunbing was shocked. This could actually improve skin and have a beautifying effect? It was unbelievable. Yunbing felt like a new door had opened in her mind, a new piece of knowledge had been added. No wonder Xie woke her up every night. So this girl treated this like a beauty and skincare product? Yunbing pinched her cheek. Her skin was dry from not moisturizing regularly lately, even after applying moisturizing cream. Seeing Yunbing's silence, Xie walked away with a regretful expression. Xiao Ye breathed a sigh of relief, as if he felt much lighter. Who knew how he had gotten through the past 2 weeks? Unbearable. The next morning, before heading to the Mengxuan University College entrance examination venue in Mengxuan Base City, Xiao Ye made a rule for Xie and Cheng Bingxi. You two have to behave well before I'll do exercise with you, especially you, Xie. The two girls were a little reluctant, but they still agreed to Xiao Ye's suggestion. Cheng Bingxi was a little better, but Xie was clearly dissatisfied, her pout so wide it could hang a watermelon. HMPH. Xiao Ye, I will definitely behave well and make you willing. Xie made up her mind to perform well. After saying that, the three of them entered the examination hall. Mengxuan Academy in Mengxuan Bay City is just a low-level college. Its large square serves as the examination hall, with more than enough space for the approximately 2,000 high school students from the 3 high schools taking the college entrance examination. In a classroom at Mengxuan Academy, a middle-aged man in an examiner's uniform respectfully addressed 2 young-looking individuals. Young Master Yu, Miss Ho, taking the college entrance exam in a borrowed location is normally not allowed, but I've already taken care of everything. You can take the exam as students of Mengxuan Bay City's #1 high school. The one called Young Master Yu was arrogant and haughty, saying, HMPH. If it weren't for the bonus points for getting first place in every Bay City's college entrance exam, I wouldn't have come to this backward mountain valley. Miss Ho, with acne on her face, also looked disdainful, saying, that's right. As the pride of Shanghai, SS-level summoner contractors, it's their good fortune to be able to come to Mengxuan Bay City. The middle-aged man in the examiner's uniform smiled obsequiously. Yes, yes, yes. You can take the bonus points without worrying about anything else. Even the city lord of Mengxuan Bay City has to give me face. Even if he knows you exist, he won't dare utter a sound. If a low-level city lord reports you, I'll stop him. As far as I know, they've been last for 10 years in a row, and if nothing unexpected happens, this year will be no exception. The arrogant young man, Yu Xiao, and the acne-ridden Miss Ho burst into laughter upon hearing this. PFFT. Ha ha ha. So rubbish? Ha ha ha. Last for 10 years? You're going to kill me with laughter? Including this year, it's been 11 years since they've been last. I'm going to broaden my horizons. PFFT. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35. The college entrance examination officially begins. The middle-aged examiner in uniform was sent by the higher-level base city to supervise the exam. His own cultivation level was above Grandmaster. Seeing young Master Yu and Miss Ho laughing so hard their stomachs hurt, his expression remained unchanged. A few years ago, when he first heard the news, he had laughed hysterically, but as everyone got used to it, he had grown accustomed to it. In the higher-level base city, everyone called Mengxuan Base City the last place holdout. They were rooted to last place, impossible to shake off. Miss Ho, with her pimpled face full of disdain, laughed. With my SS-level female dinosaur template, I'll definitely take first place in this base city. Then she transformed into her beast ear girl form, dinosaur-resistant girl. The female dinosaur girl's ears changed, a tail extended from behind, and her teeth became protruding, turning her into a buck-toothed dinosaur girl. "Awoo," she roared twice, baring her teeth and claws. Good. As expected of dinosaur-resistant girl, her face is fierce and her combat power is superb. The examiner in uniform clapped and praised. Yu Xiao's lips twitched slightly as he said, "I was thinking of collecting the list of awakened talents for this year's Mengxuan base city, but it seems unnecessary now." The middle-aged man in the examiner's uniform chimed in, "What kind of geniuses can a base city ranked last produce? Don't worry about it. Alright, young Master Yu, Miss Ho, the exam is about to begin. You two go to the exam hall first. I'm going to be a supervisor too." "Okay, let's go, Toothpick." The female dinosaur with animal ears pulled young Master Yu towards the exam hall. In the vast plaza of Mengxuan Academy, 100,000 meters above the ground, a stunningly beautiful girl with flawless features and Kunpeng beast ears lay contentedly among the white clouds, happily saying, "Ah, so warm. I finally slept soundly last night. Xiao didn't cause any trouble yesterday." Suddenly, she gritted her teeth and said, "Xiao is really something. Knowing I'm a 1,000-year-old bachelor, she still asked me that kind of question. Does Xiao think I'm some kind of promiscuous woman? Humph. A 1,000-year-old virgin, does she think she's called that for nothing?" As she spoke, the Kunpeng beast ear girl turned her gaze to the examination hall below. Below, on the flat ground, there were individual candidate numbers, and the candidates stood according to their numbers, each about a meter apart. Xiao Ye led the two girls to positions 95, 96, and 97, with Xiao Ye at number 96. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi, as the most beautiful school beauties of first high school and third high school respectively, immediately attracted the attention of all the surrounding candidates upon their appearance. "It's the school beauty queen. She's actually standing in front of me. I'm so excited. Is this the devilish school beauty queen? Her face is all healed. Holy crap. She's so gorgeous. HMPH, your number 3 high school's devilish school beauty queen is already taken. I wonder which bastard will get our school beauty queen. Why don't you go after her? Maybe she'll fall in love with you at first sight." Suddenly, a student from the training camp standing not far away interjected, "Go after her, my ass. The school beauty queen is already taken. You should call her a married woman." "What? The dream girl of all the boys at number 1 high school is already a married woman? Don't lie to me. Everyone in the training camp knows. You know Yiluran, right? His goddess got snatched up by someone else, and he's so angry he's stopped participating in the training camp." The students from number 1 high school around them were stunned, and the male students from number 1 high school let out a chorus of groans. "Ah! My goddess has become a young married woman. Ah! Which bastard dared to sleep with our school beauty?" Suddenly, a melodious shout rang out, "Quiet down, all of you." The students looked towards the source of the voice and saw Nangguang Xiao, with her enormous figure, standing with her hands on her hips, saying, "So what if I've become a young married woman? I'm proud to be one. If anyone mentions Xiao Ye's husband again, I'll hang him up and beat him until his butt is bruised and battered." "What?" The goddess stood up to stop everyone from talking about Xiao Ye. "Who is Xiao Ye? Holy crap. Isn't Xiao Ye the boyfriend of our number 3 high school's devilish school beauty? Damn it, he really deserves to die. He's taken down 2 school beauties." The students from number 1 high school were collectively shocked. "Xiao Ye, a scumbag? No, the ultimate scumbag." The male students from number 1 high school and number 3 high school wailed in unison. A female dinosaur with animal ears, leading a well-dressed boy, approached Xiao Ye and Nangguang Xiao. Hearing the surrounding chatter, the female dinosaur scoffed, muttering, "A rich school beauty? A devilish school beauty? All that flashy talk. These students are discussing exam content and talking about this. No wonder they're always last." The well-dressed boy, Yu Yaqian, nodded in agreement, saying, "How beautiful can a school beauty be in a remote, backward high school like Mengxuan Base City?" The female dinosaur with animal ears nodded in agreement, "Exactly." Yu Yaqian, following the crowd's gaze, shifted his attention to Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi behind him. He was stunned. Wow! Those 2 girls were incredibly beautiful. 2 stunningly beautiful girls, like lotuses emerging from the water. The female dinosaur with animal ears turned around, her gaze widening in surprise. Her tone was sour, like she'd just eaten lemons. "What's the use of being pretty? My SS-ranked dinosaur can crush them." Yu Yaqian stared, dumbfounded. The female dinosaur forcibly pulled his gaze back, saying disapprovingly, "You rascal! You're still looking? You have a wife, why are you looking at others?" Yu shook his head, glancing at the female dinosaur, thinking to himself, although the candidates from Mengxuan Bay City are trash, their looks are pretty awesome. But, no matter how awesome their looks are, it doesn't change the fact that they're trash. He looked disdainful. Half an hour later, all the candidates were in place, and 5 pairs of male and female teachers dressed in examiner uniforms appeared. One pair activated their contract power to summon a beast, an S-rank template pterosaur. Chirp! The pterosaur, hundreds of meters in size with its wingspan spread, soared into the sky, a murky sound emanating from it, echoing throughout the entire arena. All candidates in Mengxuan Bay City are in position. The college entrance examination has 2 parts. The first part tests your level and realm, and the second part tests your combat ability. First part, begin. A cylindrical object gripped by the pterosaur's feet burst forth with dazzling light, shooting downwards and striking all the candidates in the vast plaza. All the candidates felt a warm current flow through them, and the first part of the exam ended. Each candidate was enveloped in dazzling light, and then they heard the pterosaur's voice, "First part of the exam is over. Second part begins. The virtual world of the Void God Tower resists the beast tide." As its words fell, a flash of white light appeared before all the candidates' eyes, and they found themselves in a plane. The combat ability test begins. In the process of resisting the beast tide, there are no restrictions on human form, beast girl form, or summoned beast form. Scores will be based on the combat performance of each pair of contractors. The pterosaur's husky voice resounded in the ears of all the candidates. Immediately afterward, boom! All the candidates felt the heavens and earth tremble at that moment. A towering cloud of black dust rose before them as a dense horde of magical beasts charged towards them. Chapter 36 Shocking. A single golden dragon couldn't withstand an army of millions. It was a chaotic horde of magical beasts, surging fiercely towards them. Leading the charge were a herd of 20-meter-tall mammoths, their footsteps echoing with deafening thunderous booms. Beneath their feet darted a pack of agile night wolves, their sharp fangs capable of crushing steel, gleaming coldly. Behind them were several other groups of beasts. The first to react were the elite trainees of the youth training camp, who immediately activated their contract power, transforming into summoned beast forms. These included devil butterflies, black wolf kings, pythons, and sword-armored crocodiles. The inexperienced contractors who hadn't participated in the youth training camp either transformed into summoned beast forms or stood there dumbfounded, completely bewildered. Roar! Dinosaur Girl and Toothpick transformed into their summoned beast forms, 10-meter-tall dinosaurs, roaring as they hastily sought cover. The horde of monsters was less than 100 meters away. If someone were trampled by a mammoth in the real world, they would probably die instantly. Even in the virtual world, they would be eliminated and receive a low score. Current mission: achieve the top score in the National College Entrance Examination and get Mengxuan Bay City into the top 10 among all base cities in the country. Xiao Ye looked at the students who were stunned in place and became anxious, sweating for them. If he didn't intervene, the first wave of the mammoth horde would eliminate half of the students. Then Mengxuan Bay City would probably be last again. Roar! Xiao Ye and the other 2 immediately mobilized the power of their contract, communicated with the template law, and summoned their beasts. Grandmaster Level 2-Tailed Holy White Fox. Grandmaster Level 3-Toed Golden Dragon. In the past half-month, the City Lord had generously given them 4 Grandmaster Level Crystal Cores, allowing the 4 of them to upgrade to the Grandmaster 1-star level. A 10-meter-tall giant dinosaur slid under a mammoth, its massive jaws, full of tusks, snapping a 3rd-tier Dark Night Wolf to death. Immediately afterward, 4 3rd-tier Dark Night Wolves pounced on it, roaring. The giant dinosaur didn't even need its innate skills. A single tail sweep sent them flying, crashing to the ground, coughing up blood and dying. A 7th-tier SS-level dinosaur summon, utterly crushing a 3rd-tier Dark Night Wolf. The consciousness of Miss Ho in her mind scoffed disdainfully. A 3rd-tier demonic wolf? Trash. Only a 5th-tier mammoth was worth being wary of. It was a giant dinosaur with dragon attributes. Bang! Suddenly, the mammoth above the giant dinosaur was swept away by the tail of a golden dragon, radiating divine light, its massive body flying backward as if struck by a meteorite. Bang bang bang! The attack struck 10 5th-tier mammoths and 63rd-tier dark wolves, sending them flying backward and crashing to the ground, sliding 500 meters into a ravine. Their bones shattered, their internal organs broken, they died. The mammoths and dark wolves that escaped the attack looked on in terror and scattered to the sides, creating a huge clearing in the beast horde. The examinees 100 meters behind us escaped the first wave of the beast tide. A dragon. It's a divine dragon. All the examinees were utterly shocked. Before them, a majestic golden dragon with rabbit eyes, deer antlers, a bull's mouth, a camel's head, tiger paws, eagle claws, fish scales, and a snake's body hovered powerfully in the air. One move, and the beast tide was over. Shock and disbelief flashed in the eyes of the 10-meter-tall giant dinosaur. This aura. Grandmaster level. The wilderness-based city actually has Grandmaster level examinees. The consciousness is within the dinosaur's mind. Miss Ho and Toothpick felt their understanding being overturned. A base city with Grandmaster level college entrance exam candidates, and you're telling me its rank lasts for 10 consecutive years? Are you kidding me? It's no exaggeration to say that one of whose summoned beasts is enough to withstand a horde of beasts below the 9th rank. One beast against a million soldiers. Xiao Ye, how did I do? Xiao's consciousness was very active in the golden dragon's mind. You did well in that wave just now. The consciousness that was originally in the two-tailed white fox's mind transferred to the golden dragon's mind and answered. Since I did so well, won't you reward me after the college entrance exam? Xiao asked expectantly. Xiao Ye felt a chill run down his spine upon hearing this, and said, no, that's not enough. You need 3 good performances before I reward you. You said it yourself. Xiao was excited. Her eyes shining as she looked at the horde of magical beasts ahead, and said, here I come. The golden dragon soared into the air, actively seeking out the charging horde of magical beasts. Seeing the golden dragon's actions, the giant dinosaur was dumbfounded. Everyone else was trying to dodge, but this dragon was actively charging in. Toothpick, this dragon is really fierce, looks like we won't get first place. All that way from Shanghai to Mengxuan base city, looks like it was a wasted trip. Does second place in the base city get bonus points? No. Boom. The aura of a Grandmaster level expert erupted from the golden dragon's slender body, invincible golden body. The already powerful dragon drive, after skill activation, increases attack power 10-fold and defense 10-fold, talent skill, full power, activate. The golden dragon showed no hesitation, soaring into the charging horde of magical beasts ahead. Bang bang bang. Bang bang bang. The dragon swung its tail, shook its head, and charged. The 5th-tier mammoths and 3rd-tier dark wolves charging ahead were sent flying in all directions, blood and foam flying everywhere, letting out miserable roars. In no time, the first wave of beasts was completely wiped out by the golden dragon. More than 50 5th-tier mammoths and more than 200 3rd-tier dark wolves perished. The second wave of beasts was still 1,000 meters away. The consciousness of Xiao in the golden dragon's mind said to Xiao Ye, second good performance. One more good performance to go. Yes, yes, yes. I'm watching. Xiao Ye's lips twitched. He felt that he would face great terror when he returned. Xiao was overjoyed, staring expectantly at the second wave of beasts rushing in from about 1,000 meters ahead, making her own calculations. Xiao Ye glanced at the group of examinees behind him. They had finally all transformed into their summoned beast forms. Otherwise, given their previous state, half of the examinees would definitely have been trampled by the mammoths and eliminated. Xiao Ye controlled the golden dragon, and a roaring dragon roar was released, the majestic voice reaching the ears of every summoned beast. If you don't want to see Mengxuan Bay City ranked last for 11 consecutive years, then kill them all. Slaughter every single one of the second wave of monsters you see. The approximately 1,000 summoned beasts present immediately perked up. Thinking of the golden dragon's rampage, they felt their blood boil and responded, let's get them. Charge. Kill one if we can. I'll charge first. Second-tier monster, the demon sheep flock? Here I come. Chapter 37 Eliminate students taking the college entrance examination by borrowing land. Please continue reading. The second wave of beasts was a herd of second-tier demonic sheep, their cultivation level much lower than the first, but their sheer numbers were terrifying, stretching as far as the eye could see. Thousands of summoned beasts summoned by the examinees charged towards the second-tier demonic sheep with overwhelming force. A 10-meter-tall dinosaur was left behind. In the golden dragon's mind, the consciousness of Nangguang Xiao couldn't help but feel anxious. Don't steal my monsters. Whoosh! The golden dragon pierced through the air, its powerful body weaving through the herd of demonic sheep, slaughtering more than 10 second-tier demonic sheep in the blink of an eye. Seeing Nangguang Xiao trying to single-handedly take on the second wave of beasts, Xiao Ye's face darkened. He said, Xiao. Good performance doesn't necessarily mean personally killing monsters. If you wipe out this entire beast tide, what about the other examinees in Mengxuan City? As the daughter of the city lord, Nangguang Xiao cared quite a bit about the performance of the Mengxuan City examinees, so she said weakly, I know. Watch me. Holy Golden Dragon's might has the effect of intimidating the mind and reducing the enemy's attributes by half. Group attack, roar. On the vast plain, a clear and melodious dragon roar suddenly resounded throughout the entire area. A powerful oppressive force rolled out. The attributes of the second wave of tens of thousands of second-tier demonic sheep instantly dropped to half of their original value. Not only that, the effect of intimidation caused their minds to twitch violently, their expressions became panicked, they lost their order, their original attack formation was disrupted, and their combat power was greatly reduced again. The summoned beasts from the training camp, including the devil butterfly, the black wolf king, and the white giant python, charged forward. Already at the third tier, they were virtually unchallenged as they plunged into the herd of demonic sheep, quickly slaying several second-tier demonic sheep. Of the more than 1,000 summoned beasts, a few had reached the second tier, but most were still at the first tier. They charged into the herd with fervent enthusiasm, finding the battle surprisingly easy. Baa. Roar. Ow. The second-tier demonic sheep let out pitiful cries before being slaughtered. Within minutes, 3,000 demonic sheep had been slaughtered, while the more than 1,000 summoned beasts of the examinees had only suffered a few casualties and eliminations, remaining largely intact. Hehe. 20. I've already killed 20 magical beasts. Charge. I'm so excited. I've killed 12. Wait a minute, why can my Tier 1 black cat easily kill Tier 2 magical sheep? I've already killed 3. Idiot. Didn't you see that dragon with its intense pressure coming from above? It must have used a group skill to greatly reduce the fighting power of the magical beast horde. These summoned beasts became more and more excited as they killed, making the magical sheep horde howl. The 10-meter-tall giant dinosaur in the rear was stunned. These examinee summoned beasts were killing so brutally, easily crushing the Tier 2 magical sheep horde. Was Mengxuan City really ranked last for 10 years? He wouldn't believe it even if you were beaten to death. Based on this record, it shouldn't be ranked last. It hurriedly rushed into the battlefield. If it didn't act soon, this second wave of magical beasts would be wiped out. Half an hour later, the second wave of tens of thousands of Tier 2 magical sheep was wiped out. The third wave, a Tier 3 black striped tiger horde and a Tier 4 magical snake horde, totaling several thousand. Seeing the horde of demonic beasts charging towards them from 1,000 meters away, the golden dragon was about to attack when Xiao Ye quickly stopped it, saying, Xiao, take a break and let Binxi warm up too. Oh, okay. Nangguang Xiao felt that the previous wave had only used up 1/5 of her energy, but a rest would be fine. The two-tailed holy white fox appeared, divine charm, forcefully throws the enemy's mind into a state of confusion, group attack, an invisible wave spread from its body, almost instantly reaching tens of thousands of meters away, enveloping the third wave of beasts. Buzz! The third wave of demonic beasts felt as if an explosion had occurred in their minds, throwing them into confusion. Who am I? Where am I? What am I supposed to do? Confusion appeared in their eyes, and their charging movements gradually stopped. Thus, thousands of third and fourth tier black striped tigers and demonic snakes stopped on the plain, looking bewildered. Brothers, charge! Xiao Ye controlled the two-tailed holy white fox and shouted. Spurred on, the summoned beasts charged into the third wave of beasts with undiminished momentum. As they attacked, they were surprised to find that no matter how they attacked the magical beasts, they remained bewildered and did not retaliate. The summoned beasts were excited, feeling they could fight their way in and out 7 times over. They transformed into battlefield gods, seizing weaknesses, breaking through the magical beast's defenses, and then slaughtering the horde. Within half an hour, except for a few fourth-tier magical snakes whose defenses hadn't been breached, the rest of the magical beasts had died at the hands of the summoned beasts. The remaining dozen or so fourth-tier magical snakes were bitten to death by the giant dinosaur. A seventh-tier or? Besides Xiao Ye and his group, are there any other candidates this year with such terrifying power? I don't know, maybe a repeat candidate? Probably. He killed the most just now, he'll probably take second place in our base city. The summoned beasts in the training camp noticed the 10-meter-tall seventh-tier giant dinosaur. However, having witnessed the terror of the golden dragon, they weren't particularly surprised by this dinosaur's performance. Xie jumped up and down, cursing, "This guy's an SS-level genius from another base city who came here to take the college entrance exam." My dad gave the examiner who arranged for those two candidates to come in a good scolding yesterday. Xiao Ye frowned. "Taking the college entrance exam here? Not a candidate from our base city?" Xie, "That's right. Taking the college entrance exam here isn't allowed. My dad suspects those two candidates wanted to get first place in Mengxuan base city to get extra points on the college entrance exam." Xiao Ye's lips curled up, then the plan failed. "They can't get first place." Xie, "But I'm still so angry. My dad's report to the higher level base city was stopped, otherwise those two candidates' college entrance exam scores would be invalid." Xiao Ye was unhappy to hear this. They worked so hard to control the monster horde so that the candidates from Mengxuan base city could kill more monsters and get more points. But how many monsters would that outsider dinosaur steal? How many points would it steal? What if the dinosaur summoner left and used some means to transfer the scores back to their own base city? Would all their work have been for nothing? Disqualify. Both of their college entrance exam scores must be invalidated. Xiao Ye thought of the charming and mature Yun Bing. Surely she could successfully report it. Xiao, drag him out, then defeat him, force this dinosaur out of its summoned beast form, and eliminate him passively. Taking the college entrance exam in someone else's place is against the rules, and once discovered, the scores will be invalidated. Xiao Ye didn't want this dinosaur to steal his points, so he took action against it. Roar. The golden dragon swooped down towards the dinosaur, sweeping its tail and smashing the seventh-tier dinosaur into the air, where it crashed hundreds of meters away. "So what if you're a grandmaster? How dare you attack me, Yu? Are you courting death?" The dinosaur, lying on the ground in a sorry state, roared angrily. Chapter 38, by Toothpick, Boss, I was wrong. Please continue reading. Although this golden dragon was a genius, a young prodigy, in Yu Yaqian's eyes, a genius was just a genius. Without growth, everything was in vain. The giant dinosaur crashed to the ground, creating a 10-meter deep crater. Hoya grimaced in pain. Always arrogant, she instinctively roared angrily, "Fine, fine, so this is how you play. These days, it's all about background and power. A little nobody with a bit of talent dares to ride on my head, Hoya. I'll remember you, golden dragon." Xiao Ye curled his lip upon hearing this, controlling his three-toed golden dragon, and nonchalantly uttered a majestic and gruff voice, "Seventh-tier little thing." Yu Yaqian was furious upon hearing this. "Kid, talk to me after the college entrance exam." Seventh-tier little thing. The three-toed golden dragon's eyes were contemptuous, and it swooped down towards the giant dinosaur. Dragon tail sweep. Bang! The 10-meter-tall giant dinosaur was caught off guard, whipped into the air, and then crashed to the ground. PFFT. The giant dinosaur spat out a mouthful of blood, seriously injured. The intense pain coursing through their bodies made Yu Yaqian and Hao Ye grimace and gasp for breath. The three-toed golden dragon, its sacred body swirling in the sky, charged again. The giant dinosaur's enormous eyes widened in terror as it cried out, "Big boss! Spare us! I was wrong." The three-toed golden dragon paused, its golden, vertical pupils showing surprise. Was it bowing its head in apology? Seeing its words had worked, the giant dinosaur cried out again, "Big boss, spare us! I was wrong. Hero, spare us." Yu Yaqian and Hao Ye, their consciousnesses within the dinosaur's mind, harbored resentment. They were under someone else's roof and had no choice but to submit. They would feign remorse first, and then, after the college entrance exams were over, they would strike back at the three-toed golden dragon for revenge. HMPH. Just two lowly pieces of trash from a remote place. A true man can bend and stretch. They would humble themselves first, and then unleash their fury. The college entrance exam was important. Hearing the pleas for mercy, the three-toed golden dragon said, "Since you've all admitted your mistakes, I'm not one to hold grudges, so The giant dinosaur was overjoyed. "Thank you, hero. You're wise," it cheered, meaning it could take the college entrance exam normally. But the three-toed golden dragon paused, then continued, "Then let's not waste any more exam time. I'll eliminate you all in one move." The giant dinosaur was shocked. "You have no sportsmanship." Boom. 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 The three-toed golden dragon broke through the third sound barrier, reaching speeds of over 1,000 meters per second, radiating a terrifying aura, its powerful pressure crushing everything in its path. Divine Dragon Charge. The incredibly powerful impact, like a meteorite strike, crashed into the giant dinosaur. Bang! The 10-meter-tall, 7th-tier giant dinosaur exploded. Xiao Ye and Yakin's human bodies appeared in the deep pit, unconscious. A flash of white light, and the two were eliminated. The summoned beasts taking the college entrance exam were shocked. They couldn't understand the three-toed golden dragon's motive for attacking the 7th-tier dinosaur. They were all examinees, why were they killing each other? At this moment, the three-toed golden dragon's voice echoed throughout the arena, "I don't care about your background. Taking the college entrance exam on borrowed land is a violation of the rules and an infringement on the interests of our Mengxuan-based city. As the city lord's son-in-law, I have a responsibility to eliminate you." The more than 1,000 examinee summoned beasts were stunned and indignant. What? An examinee taking the college entrance exam on borrowed land? So that's how it is. No wonder a 7th-tier dinosaur suddenly appeared. That's right, we don't even have a summoned beast like this in our training camp. He deserves to be eliminated. Good riddance. This kind of person deserves to die. The golden dragon was summoned by the school beauty? Awesome. The three-toed golden dragon, the fourth wave of beasts is coming. Everyone, get ready. All the examinee summoned beasts immediately fell silent, their eyes warily fixed on the approaching horde of magical beasts thousands of meters away. They had already regarded the three-toed golden dragon as their leader, subconsciously obeying his words and treating the golden dragon's words as commands. Now, everyone, charge. The three-toed golden dragon roared, its voice echoing throughout the arena. Boom boom boom. Over 1,000 summoned beasts charged aggressively towards the distant horde of magical beasts. "Wife Nanguang Xiao, wife Chen Bingxi, let's join forces." Xiao Ye's consciousness instructed the two women. "Roger. Okay." The horde of magical beasts charging from 1,000 meters away consisted of a 4th-tier Dark Night Wolves pack and a 5th-tier White Tiger pack, numbering approximately 1,000. Their overwhelming aura erupted from them, carrying a powerful sense of oppression as they charged forward. Just as the horde of magical beasts was about to collide with the summoned beasts, the two women made their move. Holy Golden Dragon's Might, Mind Shock, attributes have, Divine Charm, Control Effect, Mind Shutdown. Two extremely powerful waves emanated from the Grandmaster level 3-toed Golden Dragon and the 2-tailed Holy White Fox, spreading tens of thousands of meters away in an instant. Buzz, 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 boom, boom, boom. The thousands of 4th-tier Dark Night Wolves and 5th-tier White Tigers were first violently shaken, then their attributes were halved, and their momentum visibly declined. Next, their heads buzzed, and their thoughts became chaotic. They stopped. The monster horde stopped. The bewildered fourth wave of monsters stared blankly at their surroundings, completely clueless. Golden Dragon, mighty. Charge. Divine Dragon, you are my god. Kill. More than 1,000 summoned beasts filed in, hunting down the monster horde, which stood frozen in place with halved attributes. But to Xiao Ye's utter astonishment, no matter how hard the summoned beasts hunted, only a few succeeded. Most couldn't even break through the defenses of 4th-tier monsters. Let alone the 5th-tier White Tigers. No way, this is too weak. The monster horde stood still, letting you attack, and you couldn't even break their defenses. Xiao Ye's lips twitched. Of the more than 1,000 summoned beasts of the examinees, only 2 had reached the 3rd tier, over 100 were at the 2nd tier, and the remaining 900 were only at the 1st tier. These magical beasts are too strong. Their thick hides are impenetrable. I've never realized I'm so weak. So frustrating. These magical beasts are like points from the college entrance exam. I can't even get them for free. The summoned beasts were furious that they couldn't even get something for free. Enraged, they resorted to underhanded tactics. You want to force me to use my ultimate technique, huh? 2 fingers, 1,000 years of kill. Egg-bursting ultimate move, activated. Even a fart will kill a magical beast, PFFT. Damn it, which bastard farted like that? It stinks. With the more than 1,000 summoned beasts going all out, with dozens or even hundreds attacking the same magical beast, finally, they killed more than 24th-tier magical beasts. Not a single 5th-tier white tiger magical beast was injured. 20-odd magical beasts were like a far 2,000-strong horde, a minor inconvenience. The summoned beasts of the examinees were panting heavily, completely out of breath, when suddenly a voice filled with sacred majesty came from the sky. "Make way, let me handle this." Chapter 39 Kunpeng Queen, you're so arrogant, you little bastard. Alright. Let's retreat. Even the dragon can't stand it anymore. The summoned beasts of the examinees immediately retreated 1,000 meters, leaving the battlefield to the golden dragon. Looking at the golden dragon hovering in the sky, the summoned beasts of the examinees all showed eyes of worship and admiration. Under the watchful eyes of everyone, with a whoosh, the three-toed golden dragon and the two-tailed holy white fox simultaneously entered the battlefield and began to sweep away the fourth wave of monsters. Invincible golden body, defense increased tenfold, attack increased tenfold, absolute true damage. Any physical attack can ignore the enemy's defense and cause 100% absolute true damage. Three-toed golden dragon's invincible golden body, activated. Two-tailed holy white fox's absolute true damage, activated. Boom boom boom. Boom boom boom. The three-toed golden dragon rampaged through the monster horde, while the two-tailed holy white fox elegantly killed, slaying 10 monsters in one step. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Divine dragon, my god. White fox Xiao Ye, awesome. Watching the golden dragon and white fox crush the horde of magical beasts with overwhelming force, the summoned beasts of the examinees were utterly shocked. These powerful magical beasts, whose defenses they couldn't even break, were like ordinary paper under the claws of the golden dragon and white fox, torn to shreds with a single stroke. Over 1,000 summoned beasts transformed into spectators, cheering 666 from the rear. The Grandmaster level 3-toed golden dragon and the Grandmaster level 2-tailed white fox acted swiftly. Within minutes, over 1,000 4th and 5th tier magical beasts perished under their claws. The 5th wave, a 6th tier mammoth herd, numbering over 1,000, was wiped out 10 minutes later. The 6th wave, a 7th tier silver white rhinoceros herd, numbering over 1,000, was wiped out half an hour later. The 7th wave, an 8th tier white tiger herd, numbering over 1,000, was wiped out an hour later. The 8th wave of 9th tier giant python demonic snakes, numbering over 1,000, arrived 2 hours later. 30 giant python demonic snakes burrowed into the location of the examinees summoned beasts, annihilating over 1,000 of them and eliminating them from the competition. Only a few hundred giant python demonic snakes, along with the 3-toed golden dragon and the 2-tailed white fox, remained. The 9th wave of Grandmaster level 1-star demonic beasts arrived. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The 3-toed golden dragon and the 2-tailed white fox were nearly exhausted, their strength and energy almost depleted. An overwhelming sense of fatigue washed over them, and Xiao Ye and the other two almost fell asleep. Xiao Ye, I did well, right? You have to reward me when we get back. My skin isn't even as rosy as it used to be today. Nangguang said to Xiao Ye, fighting off her drowsiness. Xiao Ye sprang to his feet, immediately becoming more alert, and said with a twitch of his lips, okay. This little girl, is she treating him like a cosmetic? Cheng Bingxi also said, HMPH. I want one too. Just because I didn't say I don't mean I don't need one. Xiao Ye's face darkened. Oh no. Cheng Bingxi has been corrupted by Nangguang Xiao. Hang in there, one last wave. Let's take them down. Xiao Ye shouted. Immediately afterward, the 3-toed golden dragon, its entire body radiating aura, unleashed its intent level, holy golden dragon might, intent level, invincible golden body, and intent level, water element control, charging into the Grandmaster level monster horde. The 2-tailed holy white fox unleashed its intent level, divine charm, intent level, divine defection, and intent level, absolute true damage. Half an hour later, the two SSS level summoned beasts forcefully slain 20 Grandmaster level monsters. Then, the 3-toed golden dragon and the 2-tailed white fox, exhausted, disintegrated on the spot, eliminated from the competition. In the real world, when Xiao Ye and the two women opened their eyes, they saw the dazzling light in the sky. None of the surrounding students had left. Seeing Xiao Ye and the other two regain consciousness, they exclaimed in surprise, "It's Xiao Shen. Xiao Shen is awake. The school beauty has finished her college entrance exam. And the devilish school beauty too." All the college entrance exam candidates were still standing in their places, waiting for the last candidate to finish. At this moment, Yu Yaqian and Ho Yat, who were in front of Xiao Ye, walked over angrily, saying sarcastically, "Kid, you're in trouble. Interfering with our exam, I'll have the examiners cancel your college entrance exam results." "That's right. Interfering with other candidates' college entrance exams, we will definitely report you to the examiners." They were furious, looking like they wanted to beat him up. "What are you doing?" Seeing the disturbance and the continued criticism of Xiao Ye and his companions, the surrounding examinees all rushed over and surrounded Yu Yaqian and Hoya, shouting, "You two students who took the college entrance exam in a borrowed location have no right to take the exam in our Mengxuan-based city. That's right, you deserve to be eliminated. You dare criticize our Xiao Shen? You're the ones whose exam results should be cancelled. Students who took the exam in a borrowed location actually dare to say they'll cancel other people's exam results. Have you no shame?" Yu Yaqian and Hoya were red-faced and furious. Seeing the growing number of students surrounding them, they finally realized something was wrong. Why did everyone know they were students who took the exam in a borrowed location? The more people knew, the worse it would be for them. Suddenly, a middle-aged man in an examiner's uniform walked over and roared, "What are you all doing? The college entrance exam isn't completely over yet. What do you want?" Yu Yaqian and Hoya's faces lit up when they saw this middle-aged man. They quickly pushed through the crowd to stand beside him. This middle-aged man was one of their men. Hoya said aggrievedly, "Examiner, someone interfered with our exam and forcibly eliminated us." The middle-aged man's pupils contracted, his face turned ugly, and he frowned. "Who?" Yu Yaqian pointed at Xiao Ye and the other two, extremely angry. "It's two of them. This guy is definitely one. Examiner, I demand that his college entrance exam scores be cancelled and his cultivation level be abolished as punishment for interfering with other candidates' college entrance exams." The middle-aged man's face was stern, and a powerful aura burst forth as he walked step by step towards Xiao Ye and the other two, an extremely strong pressure bearing down on them. He said in a deep voice, "This student, if it's true, I have no choice but to apply to have your college entrance exam scores cancelled." The proctors could only maintain order outside. The virtual world inside the Void God Tower was invisible to the examiners outside. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi walked over, nervously grabbing Xiao Ye's clothes, their faces showing worry. Facing the aggressive middle-aged man, Xiao Ye smiled calmly and said, "So what if it's true? Go ahead and apply. Let's see who gets their scores cancelled, the students who took the exam in another city or me." Seeing Xiao Ye's composure, the middle-aged man's face showed surprise, and he sneered, "Then we'll wait and see." "How, examiner, I apply for a retake of the college entrance exam." "That's right, we want to take the exam again separately, otherwise it's unfair to us." Yu Yaqian and Hoya complained to the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man's lips twitched, and he comforted them, "I will do my best to apply for it for you." Yu Yaqian and Hoya were overjoyed, and the dejected expressions on their faces disappeared, replaced by smiles. This shameless act stunned the surrounding candidates. Wait, are the examiners protecting those who take the exam in another city? What's this examiner's background? So arrogant? Oh no. Our Xiao Shen's scores are in danger, what should we do? The candidates were indignant and discussed among themselves. Boom. Suddenly, a spatial rift opened up around the three middle-aged men, and a giant energy hand reached out, grabbing them inside. Immediately afterward, a melodious yet icy voice echoed from the sky, "Using this land for the college entrance exam? Canceling the results? Did you even ask Queen Kunpen? You little bastard." Chapter 40 Examiner, this is an internal matter, please do not interfere, please continue reading. The young-faced examinees were overjoyed upon hearing this. Kunpen Queen? Who's that? The title sounds incredibly powerful. Those two out-of-town examinees are doomed. Kunpen Queen is mighty. Those two out-of-town examinees should have their scores cancelled. And that examiner, he's clearly not a good person. We hope he's thoroughly investigated. Yes, the out-of-towners probably bribed that examiner to solve their identity problems and take the exam in that location. They were extremely happy, but the four pairs of examiners in charge of maintaining order in the examination hall were displeased. First, The winged dragon soaring in the sky retracted its void god tower and addressed the examinees. The college entrance examination is over, but due to an unforeseen circumstance, all examinees are strictly prohibited from leaving the examination hall. All examinees must return to their seats. Invigilators, maintain order. Disobeying orders will be considered a violation of the college entrance examination rules and will be punished, even having their scores invalidated. At the chief examiner's command, the other 4 pairs of contractor examiners came out to maintain order, allowing all examinees to return to their seats. Seeing all the examinees return to their positions, the chief examiner summoned Beast, a pterosaur, coldly snorted, "The Kunpeng Queen, the Kunpeng Supreme? I admit her realm is terrifying and her status lofty, but the college entrance examination is an internal matter for our department, and it's not for an outsider to interfere." With that, the pterosaur soared into the sky, flying towards the direction from which the Kunpeng Queen's voice echoed. The title of Kunpeng Queen was renowned in the super base city of Shanghai, but its influence was less certain in other lower, middle, and higher-level base cities. These examiners came from a middle-level base city and had virtually no access to any top figures. Seeing the chief examiner's summoned pterosaur actions, the examiners chimed in, "That's right. Every organization has its own rules. Even if a candidate violates the rules, we need to investigate and resolve it ourselves, not have an outsider suddenly interfere with the college entrance examination." The Kunpeng Queen? We don't even have such a person in our department. Trying to disrupt our examination department just because of her high cultivation level? Don't even think about it. Our examination department also has powerful figures, not just any Tom, Dick, or Harry can interfere. Hearing the examiner's words, the candidates' hearts pounded. They looked at Xiao Ye and Xiao with worry. Xiao Xin and the school beauty had indeed eliminated 2 candidates without authorization. Although they were taking the exam in borrowed space, they were still candidates. If Xiao Xin's exam results were cancelled, that would be terrible. Above, the alluring Kunpeng ear girl Yun Bing stood on a cloud, coldly watching the middle-aged examiner, Yu Yaqian, and Ho Yat, who were being held in the hands of a giant energy hand. "You're speaking so favorably of these 2 candidates, so you're the one who arranged for them to pass the college entrance exam smoothly?" The middle-aged examiner's face flushed red, and he shook his head, saying, "What do you mean by borrowing a place to take the exam? That's not true. You 2 tell me yourselves, are you taking the college entrance exam in a borrowed location?" Yu Yaqian and Ho Ye were being held by a giant energy hand, their pupils wide with terror as they stared at the Kunpeng beast ear girl, Yun Bing. They hadn't heard the middle-aged examiner's words at all. Their hearts and minds were filled with fear, and terrified thoughts kept flashing through their minds. Kunpeng Supreme. It really is Kunpeng Supreme, one of the top 10 supreme beings in Shanghai. We're doomed, we're doomed. Why is Kunpeng Supreme in Mengxuan Base City? Kunpeng Supreme is the vice dean of Kunpeng Academy, a top university in Shanghai. He holds a high position and wields immense power. His realm is terrifying. Even the top ministers of the examination department have to give him some face. Seeing that Yu Yaqian and Ho Ye didn't respond, the middle-aged examiner's face turned ashen. He roared, "You 2, say it yourselves. Are you students taking the college entrance exam on borrowed land?" Yu Yaqian and Ho Ye were jolted a little awake by the shout, but still terrified. They instinctively replied, "Yes." The middle-aged examiner stared wide-eyed in disbelief. Had these 2 lost their minds? He was furious. So he roared again, "Are you 2 sick? You're from Mengxuan Base City. What do you mean, students taking the college entrance exam on borrowed land? Say it again, are you students taking the college entrance exam on borrowed land?" Yu Yaqian and Ho Ye finally came to their senses completely and said, "No. We're not students taking the college entrance exam on borrowed land. Yes, yes. We are from Mengxuan Base City." Although Kunpeng Supreme held a high position and great power, they couldn't directly admit it. Denying it might offer a chance for a reversal, but admitting it meant they were truly finished. The middle-aged examiner's expression softened somewhat. He addressed the Kunpeng-eared woman, Yun Bing, saying, "Senior, you heard that too, didn't you? You misunderstood us. We didn't arrange anything for the college entrance exam." The alluring beast-eared woman, Yun Bing, picked at her ear, pursed her lips, and said dismissively, "Finished?" The middle-aged examiner nodded. He finished. But as soon as he finished speaking, a fair, jade-like hand expanded in front of him and slapped him across the face, stunning him. The alluring beast-eared woman coldly shouted, I just asked you a question, and you didn't answer it. What are you yelling about? Yu Yaqian and Hou Ye trembled, shivering violently. How domineering. This is the Kunpeng Supreme, one of the 10 supreme beings of the Magic City. The middle-aged examiner's right cheek swelled up, a shadow of gloom and resentment flashing in his eyes. Chirp! A cry came from below, followed by a pterosaur 100 meters in size flying up. Seeing the middle-aged examiner and Yu Yaqian held in a giant energy hand, its eyes blazed with anger. The pterosaur hovered not far from the alluring beast-eared girl, Yun Bing, and said discontentedly, Senior Kunpeng, have you overstepped your bounds? Yun Bing glanced at him and said, Is that so? The pterosaur replied, Since you realize you've overstepped your bounds, please don't interfere in our examination department's affairs. Regarding the borrowed land for the college entrance examination, we will investigate internally. If it's true, we will impose appropriate punishment. As the chief examiner, I will personally follow up and thoroughly investigate this matter. His words were clear, you, an outsider, should do what you need to do, we'll handle our own affairs. Yun Bing looked directly at him. Are you sure you can investigate thoroughly and handle the students who are taking the college entrance exam on borrowed land according to the rules? Yi Long, I'm absolutely certain, but please don't say these two are students taking the exam on borrowed land before the investigation is complete. Yun Bing nodded, agreeing with him, and said, In that case, let you handle it internally. Yi Long, thank you. Then please safely release our examiners and students. The middle-aged examiner, Yu Yaqian, and Hou Ye were overjoyed. Yi Long's words were clearly official. Who knew if the matter would be dropped afterward? Yun Bing ignored Yi Long. She glanced at the middle-aged examiner's name tag, pulled out a large satellite phone from her clothes, dialed a number, and said in an icy voice, King Kong Supreme, are you itching for a beating? Didn't you get enough of a beating last time? A cautious response came from the other end of the line, Enough, Mom. Why are you so angry? What did I do to offend you recently? Tell me, and I'll apologize. Both the pterosaur and the middle-aged examiner were utterly shocked to hear the name King Kong Supreme. King Kong Supreme was a legendary top figure in their department, a top boss. King Kong Supreme, one of the heads of the examination department. Hiss. Hiss. The pterosaur and the middle-aged examiner gasped. Chapter 41 The Vajra Supreme appears, college entrance exam results. Your examination department is really arrogant. The charming beast-eared girl, Yun Bing, said coldly, some examiners, relying on their status, arbitrarily arrange for out-of-towners to take the college entrance exam in another city, hoping to get extra points for the top scorer in that city. I think your examination department needs a major overhaul. Vajra Supreme was furious and said in a deep voice, taking the college entrance exam in another city? Another examiner taking bribes in private? One rotten apple spoils the whole barrel. Sister Kunpeng Supreme, may I ask which examiner it is? I'll deal with him. Vajra Supreme didn't doubt Yun Bing's words at all. A Supreme wouldn't joke like that. Examiner number 5270, Zhang San. The candidates are Yu Yaqian and Hou Ye. Yun Bing glanced at the identity tags on their chests and said, Wait a moment. Vajra Supreme hung up the phone. Was that Vajra Supreme just now? Yu Yaqian and Hou Ye exchanged a glance, both seeing the panic in each other's eyes. It's over. It's completely over. The middle-aged examiner, Zhang San, turned pale, his face drained of color, and his eyes trembled uncontrollably. He panicked. What should he do? He was doomed. He realized he had kicked a hornet's nest. Yun Bing looked at the chief examiner's summoned beast, the pterosaur, and examiner Zhang San with a mocking gaze. I really can't interfere in your examination department's affairs. Then let you resolve it internally. After saying that, the charming beast-eared girl Yun Bing lay down on the white clouds, leisurely basking in the sun. The chief examiner, the pterosaur, twitched at the corner of his mouth. Did such a trivial matter require the intervention of a top-level minister? Zhang San, answer truthfully, did you arrange for these two people to take the college entrance examination at this location? The pterosaur asked with a stern face. If the situation was true, he would be implicated. I. The middle-aged examiner's lips trembled, stammering as if he wanted to say something, but just then, beep beep beep. The communicator rang. The middle-aged examiner's pupils shrank. The communicator displayed the phone number of the head of their base city's examination department. Zhang San, you little piece of trash, you think you're so tough now? Daring to arrange for outsiders to take the college entrance exam on my land without permission, you're fired. An angry roar came from the other end after the call connected. Zhang San's body trembled violently, and the call was abruptly cut off, leaving him filled with endless regret and remorse. Beep beep beep. A phone rang somewhere on the examiner Yiling's body. Yiling's expression changed drastically, and he quickly answered the phone with his tongue, holding it in his mouth. It was the branch manager calling. Xiao Ye, you brought back a perfect record from today's college entrance examination Void God Tower. Your entire examiner team is fired. Come back and write your resignation letters. Winged Dragon frowned. Minister, this was Zhang San's doing. It's not like you have to disband my whole team, is it? A cold snort came from the other end. Xiao Ye, are you out of your mind? Don't you know who your team offended in the examination department? Your path is blocked. Come back and hand over your resignations, don't drag me down with you. Hurry up. With a snap, Winged Dragon crushed the phone in his mouth and roared at Zhang San, are you fucking satisfied now? Our entire team is fired. I'll settle the score with you later. And you too, trash, always thinking of taking shortcuts. Your college entrance examination results are invalid. You're permanently blacklisted by the examination department. Go back to where you came from. Boom. Yu Yaqian and Hoyer were stunned, as if struck by lightning, completely disoriented. Being permanently blacklisted by the examination department meant being blacklisted by all universities in the country. This means they will never be able to take the college entrance exam again and will be unable to enter a regular university. Then, the pterosaur apologized to the Kunpeng Beast Ear Girl, and then carried Zhang San, Yu Yaqian, and Hoyer back to the ground. Facing the waiting examinees and examiners, the pterosaur said, Yu Yaqian and Hoyer violated the college entrance exam rules and their scores are cancelled. They are permanently blacklisted by the examination department. All examinees are dismissed in an orderly manner. The college entrance exam is over. Hearing this result, the examinees let out joyful screams. Nangguang Xiao's beautiful eyes smiled happily into crescent moons, saying, cancelled scores, permanently blacklisted? Great, that's wonderful. My dad was so angry yesterday when his complaint letter failed. He'll be so happy to know this. Nangguang Xiao was still smiling when Cheng Bingxi secretly linked arms with Xiao Ye, her rosy lips approaching. Xiao Ye didn't understand what Cheng Bingxi wanted to do, but looking at those alluring lips, he kissed them. With a soft smack, Cheng Bingxi whispered, Xiao Ye, it's my turn to exercise this year, right? Xiao Ye thought for a moment and nodded, I think so. Yes. Don't let Xiao steal you away today. Cheng Bingxi was a little angry, remembering how Nangguang Xiao had often interrupted her these past 2 weeks. Nangguang Xiao felt no one was listening to her, so she turned her head and was immediately stunned. Oh. Bingxi Ji is stealing food. Nangguang Xiao said, throwing herself into Xiao Ye's arms. Xiao Ye, you promised me, I want it today. Cheng Bingxi said unhappily, Xiao, Xiao Ye is mine today. Nangguang Xiao said in distress, but Xiao Ye promised me. Then the two girls huddled together, avoiding Xiao Ye, and whispered for a moment before asking him at the same time, which one of us do you choose today? Xiao Ye looked at the two girls, both with stunning looks, one with a voluptuous figure, and the other with long legs that seemed to outlive him. It was really hard to choose. So Xiao Ye had a bold idea and said, I want them all. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi were stunned. Suddenly, a melodious but questioning voice came from behind them. What, you want them all? It was the charming beast ear girl Yun Bing, standing with her ripe and delicate body, her two smooth Kunpeng ears on either side of her small head, her beautiful face full of suspicion. Xiao Ye's lips twitched, and he said, fruit, peaches and sugar cane, I want them all. The charming beast ear girl Yun Bing's eyes lit up upon hearing this, and she said, fruit? I love it so much, I want to eat it too. Time slipped through their fingers. It was now the 15th day after the college entrance examination, the day the results were to be released. Xiao Ye, Nangguang Xiao, and Cheng Bingxi were in the main hall of the city lord's mansion. The city lord and his wife sat in the main seats, and Yun Bing sat in the guest seats. The atmosphere was somewhat tense, and the city lord and his wife were very nervous. City Lord Nangguang Kitao said, the results came out today, right? Have you checked them? The three of them shook their heads, indicating that they had not yet checked their results. City Lord Nangguang Kitao carefully took out his communicator, and a virtual screen popped up, visible to everyone. He logged into the Mengxuan-based city's exam results website. The virtual screen displayed a message, "Network lag, please check again later." Damn it, the city lord cursed under his breath. What a piece of junk server. Xiao Ye, very confident, said, "Father-in-law, don't worry, we did well, our results are definitely not bad." Nangguang Xiao and Xie Mengxuan also said, "That's right, father, uncle, no need to rush, the results will come out eventually." The alluring and mature Yun Bing rested her chin on her hand, her eyes gleaming. Was this a case of the emperor not being anxious but the eunuch being more anxious? How could Nangguang Kitao not be anxious? He wasn't just checking the scores of Xiao Ye and the other two, but also the overall scores for Mengxuan-based city. Amidst the tense atmosphere of the city lord and his wife, they waited for more than 10 minutes before the results came out. Xiao Ye and Nangguang Xiao, full marks, tied for top scorer in the college entrance examination. Xiao Ye and Xie Mengxuan, full marks, tied for top scorer in the college entrance examination. Overall ranking of Mengxuan-based city, 9th in the country. Holy crap. The city lord and his wife cursed. Holy shit. Yun Bing also stood up abruptly, surprised. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42 Origin Level Treasure Template Adjuster. Yun Bing's eyes burned with fervor. Nangguang Kitao and his wife were stunned. Xiao Ye and Xie Mengxuan's two-tailed white fox, and Xiao Ye and Nangguang Xiao's golden dragon, all scored full marks, tying for the top scorer in the college entrance examination. In other words, Mengxuan-based city produced two national top scorers this year. Even more terrifying was that Mengxuan-based city's overall college entrance examination score was actually 9th in the country. Nangguang Kitao felt like he was dreaming. He said, "Wife, bite me. Are we dreaming?" The city lord's wife, Zhang Ro, glared at him and pinched his waist hard. Hiss. Nangguang Kitao gasped, breaking out in a cold sweat from the pain. He exclaimed in disbelief, "It really is 9th in the country." Ha ha ha. The city lord was overjoyed. This was the most hearty laugh he had had in 10 years. For 10 years, Mengxuan-based city had been last among all based cities in the country. He, as the city lord, had been incredibly frustrated. This year, they were finally not last, but 9th. The charming and mature Yun Bing, who had jumped up, also widened her beautiful eyes, utterly shocked. It was within her expectations that Xiao Ye and his two companions would become top scorers in the college entrance examination. However, the fact that Mengxuan-based city's overall college entrance examination results ranked among the top 9 of all based cities in the country was a huge surprise. It's important to understand that the Dragon Kingdom has 10 super-based cities, and historically, the top 10 in overall performance have always been achieved by these 10 super-based cities. The high school students of these 10 super-based cities are far superior to those of Mengxuan-based city, yet Mengxuan-based city achieved 9th place. This means that the overall performance of the relatively low-level Mengxuan-based city surpassed that of a certain super-based city. This was truly astonishing. Beep beep beep. Yun Bing's large communicator, hidden in her chest, rang. She pulled it out and answered, "King Kong Supreme, speed it out." A deep male voice came from the other end, "Sister Kunpen. You've struck gold." "Gold? What gold?" King Kong Supreme exclaimed in surprise. "Do you know that the base city you're protecting got 9th place? I'll tell you why. With a low-level base city, do you think it's possible to get 9th place? Impossible. The 9th place overall score was entirely due to those two top scorers in the college entrance exam raising the average and boosting the overall score. It's equivalent to averaging the assets of an ordinary person and the assets of the two giant horses. After averaging, that ordinary person would be a billionaire." "Really?" Yun Bing found it unbelievable. The Vajra Supreme said firmly, "More real than real gold. The value of these two pairs of top scorers in the college entrance examination is far more extraordinary than that of the top scorers in the past few hundred years." After speaking, the Vajra Supreme repeatedly urged, "Sister Kunpen, you must get these two top scorers into our Magic City universities. Even if it comes at a price, it's worth it." The charming and mature Yun Bing frowned and said, "What's your plan?" "If they apply to other super universities, I can't stop them." The Vajra Supreme said, Start with a dual contractor Xiao Ye. As long as we get him, these two pairs of top scorers will be our Magic City universities. Yun Bing said speechlessly, do you think I didn't think of that? The problem is how to get them. The Vajra Supreme offered a suggestion, give the young people whatever they like, and our Magic City examination department will reimburse you afterwards. Or you can use your beauty to seduce that Xiao Ye. Hey, with your looks, it's guaranteed to work. Yun Bing's beautiful eyes widened and she said angrily, what kind of terrible ideas are these? Get lost. Alright. But Sister Kunpen, you absolutely must win him over, otherwise you'll be in trouble when the admissions officers from other top universities arrive. Before hanging up, the Vajra Supreme reminded her one last time. Sending various gifts, or using her looks to seduce him? Yun Bing had an answer in mind and decided to find an opportunity to put it into practice. Beside her, Nangguang Xiao looked at the city lord, who was beaming with joy, and was also very happy. She saw that her father's always furrowed brows had finally relaxed. This was even more exciting than winning the top score in the college entrance examination. While Nangguang Xiao's attention was focused on the city lord, Cheng Bingxi leaned her head towards Xiao Ye and whispered, Xiao Ye, my husband, we won the top score in the college entrance examination this time, are you going to reward me? Xiao Ye pretended to be confused and asked, what reward? Cheng Bingxi frowned and said coquettishly, oh, it's that. Which one? Xiao Ye almost lost control when he heard the coquettish voice. Cheng Bingxi blushed slightly and said, I'll give you some fruit. Xiao Ye almost fell over upon hearing this, shaking his head violently, no, I won't. Cheng Bingxi's pretty face hardened, and she said coquettishly, no, this is a reward, you have to eat it whether you want to or not. This is what you promised during your exams. Okay. Faced with Cheng Bingxi's strong insistence, Xiao Ye reluctantly agreed with a troubled expression. Nangguang Xiao felt that her sister Bingxi had moved a little further away, so she tilted her head to look over. When she saw Cheng Bingxi blushing and whispering to Xiao Ye, she immediately became angry and pounced on the two of them, saying coquettishly, oh, you two, whispering behind my back again. Tell me. Did you secretly eat it again behind my back? Cheng Bingxi blushed and didn't speak, but Xiao Ye firmly shook his head, denying it, no, absolutely not. Nangguang Xiao's beautiful face was full of suspicion. I didn't say I secretly ate anything, how do you know what I meant? Such a firm denial. So, the enormous Nangguang Xiao asked with a hint of doubt, Sister Bingxi, really? Cheng Bingxi's beautiful, autumn water-like eyes darted around. Unable to lie, she said with a slightly guilty expression, no, not at all. Knowing Cheng Bingxi's personality, Nangguang Xiao immediately saw through her lie and said, oh, Sister Bingxi, you're lying. Xiao Ye inwardly cried out in alarm. Ever since a certain switch had been flipped, Nangguang Xiao had lost all restraint towards him, becoming like a wolf, clinging to him every day. This was both painful and pleasurable for him. But even an iron ox gets tired, and Xiao Ye inwardly cried out that he couldn't take it anymore. Congratulations, host, on completing the mission, achieve the top score in the college entrance examination and rank Mangagum Base City among the top 10 in the country. Reward, Origin Level Exotic Treasure Template Adjuster. The template adjuster is automatically recognizing its master. Master, Xiao Ye. Successful recognition, Template Adjuster Introduction, full name, Ferocious Beast Template Adjuster. Templates exist for everyone, from humans and magical beasts to top-tier experts and even ants. The adjuster can adjust all of them. Functions, 3 functions. 1. Template Level Upgrade Function. 2. Incomplete Template Repair Function. 3. Template Rule Fragment Crystal Extraction Function. After checking the information in the system panel, Xiao Ye was overjoyed. He finally got his hands on the Origin Level Exotic Treasure Template Adjuster. Suddenly, Xiao Ye felt a fiery gaze on him. He looked up and saw that it wasn't Nangguang Xiao or Cheng Bingxi, but the charming and alluring Yun Bing, known as the Kunpeng Supreme. Xiao Ye was shocked when he saw the owner of that intense gaze. Yun Bing's expression at that moment was so tempting. Chapter 43 Yun Bing, I'm going all out. Could it be that she knows I have a way to solve her template problem? Impossible. Only she knows about the template adjuster, Xiao Ye is certain of that. Hiss. Could it be that she's attracted to my handsome face? Xiao Ye thought of Yun Bing's reputation as a perennial bachelor, and it seemed quite possible. Yunbing cannot form contracts with men. If a contract is signed, the man will explode and die. Curious about Yunbing's template problem, Xiao Ye opened the template adjuster to check her template information. Template, SSS Level Kunpeng Template, Upgradable. Problem 1. The template contains conflicting rules. This can be resolved by using the repair function to change the type of rule fragment crystal. Problem 2. The Beast Ear Girl's energy exceeds her cultivation level, making her prone to irritability. She needs to use the Zuan Huang gem to calm her energy. Repair method, acupressure massage, so it's a conflicting rule within the template. That means Sister Yunbing absorbed the wrong type of rule fragment crystal when she awakened the template, causing a series of problems. To solve the template problem, you need to change the type of rule fragment crystal. This opens Xiao Ye's eyes. Nangguangxiao didn't absorb enough rule fragment crystals during her awakening, while Sister Yunbing absorbed the wrong type. Sister Yunbing also has a tendency to be irritable. But if you were to massage that ripe peach like Sister Yunbing, he'd probably get beaten up. Although he often massages Nangguangxiao and Cheng Bingxi, his massage techniques have reached a level of near automatic navigation. What Xiao Ye valued most was that the SSS level template actually showed an upgrade option. Xiao Ye's mind stirred, and he clicked upgrade, lacking rule fragment crystals, upgrade failed, mythical Kunpeng template, lacking 100 space-type rule fragment crystals and 10 creation law fragment crystals. The alluring and mature Yunbing, seeing Xiao Ye staring blankly at her, suddenly felt that she did have some beauty, otherwise, he wouldn't be so captivated. Do I have to use my looks to seduce young men? Fine, I'll go all out. Yunbing made a decision. After being reminded by the Vajra Supreme, she understood that she had to win over Xiao Ye before the admissions officers from the other 9 top academies arrived in Mengxuan City. Otherwise, she would have no advantage and would have to compete with the 9 admissions officers. Yunbing said to the City Lord, Xiao and the others haven't filled out their applications yet, right? I suggest they apply to our top Beast Tamer Academy in the Magic City, Kunpeng Combat Academy. Nangguangxiao looked troubled and said, I can't force them to go wherever they want, I'm sorry, teacher. Nangguangxiao was also from Kunpeng Combat Academy. He was an S-level Golden Tiger template, and his college entrance exam score barely met the cutoff. At noon, the City Lord hosted a grand banquet, inviting all the teachers from the high schools in Mengxuan City, as well as their relatives and friends, to celebrate the birth of the top scorer in the college entrance examination and to celebrate Mengxuan City's rise from last place to 9th among all base cities in the country. More than 10 tables were set up in the spacious main hall of the City Lord's mansion, and more than 1,000 tables were set up in the main square of the City Lord's mansion. The principals and deans of the 3 high schools, along with Xiao Ye, Nangguangxiao, Cheng Bingxi, Yunbing, and the City Lord and his wife, sat at one table. The headmaster of number 3 high school, who was also Cheng Bingxi's father, said with a smile, Bingxi, Xiao Ye, the top East Taming Academy in the capital is excellent. I heard that last year's top scorer in the college entrance examination entered the top East Taming Academy in the capital. The principal of number 3 high school nodded and said, Our number 3 high school has produced 2 top scorers in the college entrance examination, so I can't just leave empty-handed. As he spoke, the principal took out 3 exquisite boxes and gave them to the 3 of them, saying, This is the pollen of the demon fruit spirit plant. It can make people energetic and able to have sex 10 times a night. You young people should like it. Nangguangxiao and Cheng Bingxi blushed. Pa, who likes this? The principal is really something, so indecent. Xiao Ye's lips twitched. The principal was so protective of that demon fruit spirit plant, so it had this effect. But principal, are you serious? Giving students this as a gift? Nangguangxiao stood up, reached out and took the box, blushing as she asked, Principal, Xiao Ye really likes this. Could you give me another 10 or 8 boxes? Cheng Bingxi also blushed, but her eyes lit up with joy as she said, Yes, yes. Xiao Ye loves this so much. Xiao Ye, who hadn't moved yet, was speechless. Did he really like it? The principal smiled and replied, Sure, since you like it, why not give me a few more boxes? I'll go get them later. Accepting the 3 boxes of gifts, Nangguangxiao was very excited and smiled sweetly. Thank you, principal. Yunbing looked at Xiao Ye's profile with interest, thinking to herself, so you like this kind of thing. Yunbing made an excuse, left the city lord's mansion, tore through space and jumped inside, muttering to herself, "The Vajra Supreme likes to collect these strange things. I'll go ask him for some. HMPH, your examination department wants me to sell my beauty? You'll have to pay a price." If the Vajra Supreme knew, he would definitely say, "Oh no, that old spinster is here to beat people up again." The main hall of the city lord's mansion was very lively, and all the teachers were very happy. One after another, many people came up to toast Xiao Ye and his two companions. All the principals and deans of the first high school and the second high school, as well as some high-ranking officials from the Mengxuan-based city, all came up to toast Xiao Ye and his companions. They gave Xiao Ye and his companions plenty of face, satisfying the vanity of the city lord and his wife, and Chang Bingxi's parents. "Look, these are the children, two pairs of top scorers in the college entrance examination." After the toasts were finished, the city lord, seeing that teacher Yun Bing was not present, immediately spoke to Xiao Ye and his companions. "Xiao, Xiao Ye, Bingxi, which university do you want to apply to?" Those around who heard this looked over, also very curious about where the top scorers in the college entrance examination wanted to go. Xiao Ye said, "Shanghai or Beijing." The city lord laughed, "Good. Beijing is great, a super base city above all else." Cheng Bingxi's father, the head of the teaching department, also chimed in, "Yes, graduating from a university in Beijing means you can become an official. How wonderful." Shanghai, a super base city, is the economic center of the country. Beijing, a super base city, is the center of power in the country. If Yun Bing knew that her student Nanguang Kitao had suggested that Xiao Ye and his two companions go to Beijing, she might be furious. Faced with the elder's suggestion, Xiao Ye said he would seriously consider it. In the afternoon, Nanguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi dragged Xiao Ye back to the detached villa, saying they wanted to test the gift the principal had given them to see if it had any effect. Unpacking the exquisite gift box, they found 10 vials of potion, made from the pollen essence of the mallow fruit. Xiao Ye opened the bottle and drank one. Nanguang Xiao curiously examined him, asking, "How is it going, Xiao Ye? Did it work?" Xiao Ye felt around for a moment, then replied, "I don't feel anything." Cheng Bingxi immediately took over, and after getting the result, said disappointedly, "Could it be that you didn't drink enough?" With that, Cheng Bingxi opened the remaining 9 bottle caps and fed them all to Xiao Ye. Boom! Xiao Ye felt a surge of immense power coursing through his body. Just then, the alluring and mature Yun Bing appeared, pulled Xiao Ye into her room, locked the door, pushed him onto the bed, and excitedly said, "I have something good, I guarantee you'll like it." Xiao Ye, you really came at the worst possible time. Chapter 44 Yun Bing, this villain is very cunning. Xiao Ye's face flushed red, the primal power within him was almost uncontrollable. He desperately craved a thrilling battle to unleash the surging energy within him. Xiao Ye tried to get up to leave, but immediately sat back down. Sigh, in this situation, he had no choice but to walk with his back bent, otherwise, if Yun Bing saw him, he'd be in deep trouble. After some thought, Xiao Ye hunched over and walked towards the door, just in time to bump into Yun Bing, who had locked the door and turned around. Yun Bing opened her arms to block Xiao Ye, saying, "I have something good to give you, but before I give it to you, you must agree to one condition." Xiao Ye was anxious, extremely anxious. He had no time for idle chatter with Yun Bing, saying, "Sister Yun Bing, let's talk about it tomorrow, okay? If the other admissions teachers arrived tomorrow, I wouldn't have an advantage." The alluring and mature Yun Bing inwardly cried out, but firmly shook her head. She pulled a bottle from her small pocket and said, "This is a spirit-boosting pill. 1 pill will keep you energized all day. How about that? Isn't it incredibly powerful?" Xiao Ye was startled. Why did everyone always want to give him these kinds of things? The principal of the third high school did, and now Sister Yun Bing did too. Xiao Ye touched his face. Did he look weak and really need this? Seeing Xiao Ye's surprised expression, Yun Bing felt confident of victory. A smirk appeared on her lips as she stated her condition, "As long as you apply to my Magic City Kunpeng Combat Academy in your college entrance exam, I'll give it to you." Xiao Ye, like the Vajra Supreme, you don't want to be a one-shot kill either, do you? Yun Bing said with amusement. Xiao Ye's lips twitched. A one-shot kill my foot. Wait, he seemed to have heard some incredible information. Vajra Supreme one-shot kill? Xiao Ye didn't answer Yun Bing's question, but instead asked, "Sister Yunbing, how do you know that Vajra Supreme is short-lived? Could it be that he's your little lover?" The smile on Yunbing's pretty face froze, and then she said with disdain, "That cowardly Vajra, does he even deserve to be my man? He's only fit to be my punching bag. HMPH, go get him a few bottles of potions, and he'll wail like he's about to lose his fertility. He even said that without those pills and potions, he'd be a short-lived man." PFFT. Xiao Ye laughed, and in an instant, he felt the primal power within him being suppressed. Yunbing swayed her sexy waist as she walked up to Xiao Ye, her eyes filled with anticipation, and said, "How about it? Here, take this bottle of vitality pill, and join my Kunpeng Academy." No. Xiao Ye refused. He felt that he had principles, and if he wanted to join the Kunpeng Academy, he would do so honorably, not by being tempted to take something. Yunbing calmly took 9 bottles of pills from her pocket and placed them on the table, saying, 10 bottles of vigor pills, how about that?" Xiao Ye shook his head. Yunbing then took out 10 bottles of potions from her pocket, saying, "Plus 10 bottles of sky pillar potions, I guarantee you'll be in the limelight, how about that?" Xiao Ye's gaze was drawn to them, but he still shook his head. Yunbing gritted her teeth and took out 10 bottles of Vajra Supreme's most prized possession from her pocket, saying, "Invincible Vajra brand plaster, how about that?" After saying that, the charming and mature Yunbing looked at Xiao Ye's expression, only to find that Xiao Ye still had that upright and unyielding calm demeanor. He really has principles, oh well. Sigh, I understand. Yunbing sighed, extending her jade-like white hand, intending to put away the 30 bottles of pills, potions, and ointments on the table. Suddenly, a strong, powerful hand grabbed her. Yunbing looked at Xiao Ye with a surprised expression, only to see Xiao Ye say in a serious tone, "I agree to your conditions, but besides these, you have to pay more." Yunbing was stunned, staring blankly at Kunpeng. She was completely dumbfounded. Okay, ha ha ha. After the charming and mature Yunbing reacted, she immediately became excited, pulling out one item after another from her pocket. 10 low-grade Grandmaster Crystal Cores, 10 mid-grade Grandmaster Crystal Cores, 10 high-grade Grandmaster Crystal Cores. A property certificate for a detached villa within the 3rd ring road of the inner city of Shanghai. An identity card for the sinecure assistant dean. A pair of my used stockings. The table was piled high with things, almost overflowing, but what the heck were those black stockings? The alluring and mature Yunbing chuckled, "Xiao Ye, how does it feel? Is it enough?" Xiao Ye leaned over and stuffed everything into a bag, then hugged the bag tightly with both hands, saying solemnly, "Hello, Dean Yunbing. From now on, I am a student of your top Beast Tamer Academy in Shanghai, Kunpeng Combat Academy. I've longed to join Kunpeng Combat Academy since I was a child, and I definitely didn't go because of the freebies." With that, Xiao Ye grabbed a large bag, opened the door, and ran out. Watching that handsome figure hunch over and slipped away, Yunbing's lips twitched. "I don't believe you for a second. That young man is cunning." Then, the alluring and mature Yunbing swayed her sexy waist, plopped down on the bed, and said with a sigh of relief, "Finally, I've recruited these 3 top scorers in the college entrance examination. HMPH, that little rascal Xiao Ye, he really took a lot of effort." However, the one who suffered the greatest loss seemed to be Vajra Supreme. Back in his room, Xiao Ye finally couldn't suppress his primal power and released it to his heart's content. Early the next morning. Bang, bang, bang. Xiao Ye and his 2 companions were awakened by the knocking on the door. Still dazed after washing up, they were summoned to the main hall of the city lord's mansion by the city lord and his wife. With their disheveled hair, the 3 were immediately surrounded by 9 burly men. "Xiao Ye, I'm the director of admissions at the Imperial Capital Academy. Graduates from our Imperial Capital Academy can become officials. Cheng Bingxi, I'm an admissions officer from Jinling Academy. Admission includes a villa. Nangguang Xiao, our Hangzhou Academy has many handsome and sunny young men. Would you like to consider it?" These 9 burly men were admissions officers and directors from 9 other top-tier universities in the super base cities besides Shanghai Academy. They were there to recruit the 3 top scorers in the college entrance examination. Faced with these offers of benefits, Xiao Ye and his companions simply shook their heads, unmoved. "Hell, you guys are too stingy. My Jiancheng Academy not only offers full tuition waivers, but also gives away 10 Grandmaster level high-grade crystal cores. One of the roughnecks said disdainfully. TCH, you offer full tuition waivers? My Hangzhou Academy does too. And my Hangzhou Academy has many handsome and talented men. These two female top scorers will definitely like them. Another roughneck said confidently. Hey, speaking of which, where are the admissions officers from the Shanghai Academy? Didn't they come? It seems so, but it's better that they didn't come. The post-apocalyptic Shanghai is not only the economic center of the country, but also a post-apocalyptic city that produces many beautiful women. If they come, young Xiao Ye will easily be attracted away. Exactly. Isn't it better to have one less competitor? Just as the 9 roughnecks were secretly delighted, a stunningly beautiful and charming mature woman with beast ears appeared. Chapter 45 Farewell, heading to the university in Shanghai. The 9 burly men, their beards scraggly, were excitedly chatting around Xiao Ye and his companions when a melodious voice came from behind them. Oh dear, teachers, you're here so early. I'm actually the last one here, how annoying. The voice was very pleasant, carrying a hint of allure, instantly drawing the attention of all 9 men, who turned to look at the doorway. Bathed in the bright sunlight, shimmering with iridescent light, stood a stunningly beautiful, mature woman with a rather annoyed expression. Her face was breathtakingly beautiful, like a ripe peach. The 9 roughnecks immediately labeled her as the alluring and mature Yun Bing. We were just talking about the Magic City Academy, and here comes the admissions office, and a stunning beauty at that. Oh no, she's too beautiful. Young Xiao Ye's soul is probably already stolen. HMPH. The Magic City Academy is despicable, sending a stunning beauty to recruit students. But she's too late, we've gained the upper hand. Before the apocalypse, the Basin region was known for its beautiful women, but after the apocalypse, the Magic City base became the undisputed king of beautiful women in the country. Seeing the Magic City admissions officer so sexy and beautiful, the 9 roughnecks couldn't help but secretly think, this is bad. The 9 roughnecks exchanged glances, each with a fierce look in their eyes. They decided to use ruthless tactics. HMPH, even if you have the advantage, we're not inferior. The 9 roughnecks surrounded Xiao Ye and his companions, forming a circle, preventing the charming and mature Yun Bing from squeezing in. Then they all offered huge perks. Come to my Shanghai Academy, and I promise you'll become the lord of a city after graduation. Enter Hangzhou Academy, and we'll give you 10 Grandmaster level O-grade crystal cores. Come to Jinling Academy, and I'll introduce my daughter to you, she's a professor, you know. Upon hearing this, the other 8 roughnecks stared at him in shock, saying, you shameless old bastard. He already has a contractor, and you're still introducing your daughter to him. The director of the Jinling Academy's admissions office was beaming with pride. What Shanghai Academy had, Jinling Academy had too. He had the advantage. Xiao Ye's lips twitched. A professor's daughter? No need for that. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi looked at the admissions director with hostility, mentally blacklisting Jinling Academy. The other 8 roughnecks glanced at the beautiful female admissions officer from Shanghai Academy, who was too crowded to squeeze in, and thought to themselves, that female professor is far away, but this stunningly beautiful admissions officer is right in front of us. Thank goodness she didn't get close to the young Xiao Ye. Yun Bing frowned, displeased with these roughnecks. She reached out and pulled herself into a spatial rift. At that moment, a smooth spatial rift appeared above Xiao Ye's head, and a stunningly beautiful head emerged, her pretty face filled with curiosity. What are you all talking about so mysteriously? She asked. Hearing the voice from above, the 9 roughnecks looked up and were stunned. A special rift that only a Supreme Realm expert can open? This is a Supreme Realm expert? Holy crap, I remember now, this seems to be the Kunpeng Queen, the Vice Dean of the Kunpeng Academy, one of the 8 great academies of the Magic City Academy, and the Kunpeng Twin Kings. It's actually the Kunpeng Queen. The 9 roughnecks were shocked, then exclaimed in unison, greetings, Supreme Kunpeng. The strong are respected everywhere. The roughnecks sheepishly stepped aside from Xiao Ye, saying, we didn't say anything, just chatted about admission benefits. Yun Bing nodded, so you came to some conclusion? The roughnecks gave an awkward smile, it seems not. Xiao Ye looked at the 9 roughnecks and said, gentlemen, I've made my choice. The roughnecks all looked at Xiao Ye expectantly. They had already offered all the benefits they could, and it seemed that only Kunpeng Supreme hadn't mentioned any. Xiao Ye should choose from their 9 academies. Xiao Ye said, I choose the Kunpeng Combat Academy of the Magic City Academy. Cheng Bingxi and Nangang Xiao nodded in agreement. Yes, the three of us will choose the Magic City Academy. The 9 roughnecks were shocked, finding it unbelievable. Kunpeng Supreme hadn't said anything, and they were going to the Magic City Academy? That's outrageous. The alluring and mature Yunbing floated out of the special rift, lightly landing on the ground. Hands on her hips, she exclaimed, "You're too late. I already settled things with Xiao Ye yesterday." Ha ha ha. Good heavens, settled things yesterday? We've all come for nothing. So we're the ones who are late. Xiao Ye was already taken. Sigh. I'm a little curious what conditions the Magic City Academy offered? The 9 roughnecks finally understood that the Magic City Academy wasn't late at all. They had already started recruiting. Yunbing didn't answer them. At this moment, City Lord Nanguang Kitao walked over, smiling. You recruiting teachers haven't come for nothing. My Mangidum-based city still has many promising talents. The City Lord beckoned, and guards brought in 3 pairs of young people from outside the hall. The Devil Disc Summoner, Wolf King Summoner, and Eagle Summoner were all S-ranked candidates. These were examinees like Jingran, Xie Mengxuan, and Yi Luren. Unfortunately, the 9 roughnecks weren't very interested. S-rank candidates were too ordinary. They didn't need to recruit them personally. Simply put, they looked down on them. Seeing the admissions officer's lackluster expressions, Jingran, Xie Mengxuan, and Yi Luren looked at Xiao Ye and his companions with complicated expressions. Just now, they had vaguely heard the admissions officers outside offering various perks to attract Xiao Ye and his friends. Despite being students from the same Mangidum-based city, their treatment was worlds apart. Early the next morning, the city lord and his wife, Cheng Bingxi's parents, and the orphanage director bid farewell to Xiao Ye and his companions. At Yunbing's suggestion, Xiao Ye, Cheng Bingxi, and Nangang Xiao planned to leave Mangidum-based city with Yunbing that day and head to the Magic City Academy in the super base city of Magic City. Although Magic City Academy wouldn't start for another 2 weeks, it would be good to familiarize themselves with the environment first. The city lord and his wife gave Xiao Ye and his companions ample travel expenses, and Cheng Bingxi's parents gave them instructions on what to pay attention to which Xiao Ye and his companions nodded repeatedly. Good lad, actually managing to contract 2 girls. Xiao Ye is indeed the most handsome boy in our orphanage. The old man who is the orphanage director wept with joy. The city lord comforted him. Grandpa, you've worked hard all these years. I'll increase investment in the construction of the welfare home in a while. The old man who is the director of the welfare home thanked him repeatedly, then said to Xiao Ye, you brat, you'd better treat these 2 girls well. Don't you dare bully them, or I'll break your legs when I get back. Xiao Ye laughed and said, Grandpa, don't worry. If I'm not good to them, you won't need to break my legs, they'll break them first. Nanguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi blushed, a little embarrassed. They weren't that fierce, although they could be a bit crazy sometimes. The alluring older woman chuckled and said, everything's settled, right? Now it's time to get going. Hearing this, the old orphanage director hurriedly leaned closer to Xiao Ye and whispered, you brat, you've already found 2 girls, why not just get this older one too? Then you can have a bunch of big, healthy boys, and I'll raise them. Xiao Ye's eyes widened. Grandpa, are you serious? The old orphanage director nodded. Of course I'm serious. Chapter 46 Yunbing's twin sister, Kunpeng Supreme Yangxi. Xiao Ye nodded and whispered, I'll try my best. The alluring older woman's beautiful eyes narrowed, revealing a dangerous glint. This little rascal actually had designs on her. Let's go. Under everyone's gaze, Xiao Ye and the other 2 boarded a helicopter. The pilot looked at the 3 carrying large and small bags and smiled. From Mangidum-based city to Shanghai, it will take about 10 days. We'll pass through 4 transit stations to resupply. So you don't need to carry so many inconvenient things. Xiao Ye shook his head. These bags contain valuable items, treasured even by the Vajra Supreme. He couldn't bear to throw them away. The helicopter pilot said to Yunbing, who was standing on the ground, why aren't you getting on? Yunbing raised her hand and pulled at the air, creating a 20-meter-long special rift above the helicopter. She grinned and said, why would I go up? I'll fly the helicopter. With that, Yunbing kicked the helicopter, and with a bang, the helicopter was kicked into the special rift. Seeing the stunned city lord and his wife, Cheng Bingxi's parents, and the old director, Yunbing smiled charmingly and said, why would I take a 10-day flight if I can get there in a minute? See you all again if fate allows. After saying that, Yunbing disappeared into the almost healed special rift. City Lord Nangguang Kitao's lips twitched, and he said, "Teacher is still as unconventional as ever." Cheng Bingxi's parents nodded in deep agreement. The old director of the orphanage admired Yunbing even more, thinking to himself, "Such an interesting girl, that brat will definitely like her." Then everyone dispersed. In the super base city of Magic City, which spans half of the Dragon Kingdom from Mangyun Base City, Magic City Kunpeng Combat Academy Villa District. A huge special rift suddenly appeared in the sky above the wide road outside Villa Number 2. A helicopter suddenly fell out of it and crashed straight towards the ground. It was about to hit the ground hard. With a whoosh, a mysterious woman with an icy aura emerged from Villa Number 1. She steadily supported the helicopter's landing gear with one hand and then lightly placed the helicopter on the ground. The mysterious woman said in a chilling tone, "Yunbing, come out quickly." Bang! Yunbing jumped out of the special rift. Seeing the mysterious woman, her face lit up with joy. "Sister, you're back?" This mysterious woman was named Yunzai, her twin sister, and the dean of the Kunpeng Combat Academy. However, compared to her charming and sexy appearance, the twin sister Yunzai was like a block of ice, keeping everyone at arm's length. She was known among the students as the Iceberg Dean. Yunzai also possessed an explosive figure, but she always wore thick robes that completely covered her body, concealing her curves. "Where did you throw this out from? As the vice dean, you need to be more composed, not so careless," the Iceberg Dean Yunzai scolded. Yunbing raised an eyebrow and retorted, "Sister, these three are this year's top scorers in the college entrance examination." "Top scorers in the college entrance examination?" The IC Dean, Yunzai, looked at Xiao Ye and the other two who were curiously staring at them. The charming and mature Yunbing said proudly, "Yes, I specially recruited them from Mangyun Base City. It took a lot of effort." "How about it, sister? Aren't I amazing?" Yunzai replied expressionlessly and calmly, "Amazing." Yunbing pouted and introduced Xiao Ye and the other two. "This is my sister, also the dean of Kunpeng Combat Academy." "Hello, Dean," Xiao Ye and the other two greeted her. Xie nodded, her beautiful face expressionless and cold as she said, "Hello." Xiao Ye was taken aback for a moment, then thought to himself, "Check the template. Template adjuster in progress. SSS level Kunpeng template. Xie. Problem 1. Error in absorbing rule fragment crystals during awakening. Template has rule conflicts, unable to form a contract with the opposite sex, can be fixed by changing the rule fragment crystal type. Problem 2. Rule conflicts cause leakage of Taoist charm, resulting in numbness of certain nerves in the brain, loss of interest in everything, manifested as a cold attitude, needs to be combined with Zhuan Huang Gem to calm the abnormal Taoist charm, nerve numbness. So that's it. Xiao Ye thought this teacher was expressionless, but it turns out to be a side effect of template rule conflicts. Since you brought them, then you can arrange their accommodation. With that, the IC Dean Xie returned to her villa, leaving behind a silhouette. "Okay." The charming and mature Yunbing blinked and said, "That's my sister, and also the dean of Kunpeng Combat Academy. Come with me, I'll arrange your accommodations." Yunbing led Xiao Ye and the other two directly to Villa Number 2, the villa where she, the vice dean, lived. "There are many rooms on the second floor, you can choose whichever you like. The third floor is where I live, so don't come up here unless necessary. It's currently the holiday, so you can move in after you've been assigned dormitories in half a month when school starts." Afterwards, Nangguang Xiao found a bedroom with a large bed, excitedly cleaned it with Cheng Bingxi, and Xiao Ye checked in. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi pounced on the bed, rolling around on the soft mattress. Xiao Ye asked curiously, "Xiao, has that dean always been so cold?" Nangguang Xiao tilted her head and pondered, "In my memory, Dean Xie is always cold to everyone. I didn't see her many times when I was little, she rarely appeared. But like my great-grandmother, she's known as the Kunpeng Queen. They are the Kunpeng Twin Kings, and also the Kunpeng Supremas." Seeing Xiao Ye's attention to the beautiful Dean Xie, whom he had only met once, Cheng Bingxi suspiciously approached Xiao Ye and touched her. After getting the result she wanted, she murmured, "Thank goodness, I wasn't attracted by Dean Xie's beauty." Xiao Ye's face darkened. He was just curious, okay? However, both Yunbing and Xie had severe side effects due to template issues. Yunbing was short-tempered and straightforward, while young Xie was cold and uninterested in the outside world. So Xiao Ye stared at Nangguang and thought to himself, check the template. This was the first time he had used the template adjuster to check Nangguang. Template adjuster investigating, SSS rank 5 Claw Golden Dragon template, Nangguang. Problem, excessive number of rule fragment crystals. The violent energy prevents her from having intimate contact with the opposite sex and greatly increases her desires in certain areas. It needs to be combined with a Zhuan Huang gem to calm the excessive energy. Solution, acupressure massage. The investigation results made Xiao Ye suddenly realize the truth. No wonder Nangguang had become so aggressive lately, constantly clinging to him. It was due to the template's side effects. Cheng Bingxi wasn't as aggressive, and her symptoms were much milder. For his own health, Xiao Ye decided to use the template adjuster and the Zhuan Huang gem to reduce Nangguang side effects, otherwise, he wouldn't be able to handle it. Xiao, let me give you a massage. Nangguang was excited, even more eager than Xiao Ye, saying, okay, come on. Chapter 47 The Instant Man, King Kong, visits. Looking at the young woman, now a young married woman, lying on the bed, completely at his mercy, Xiao Ye began his massage journey. Her skin was delicate and smooth. Following the acupoint diagram provided by the template adjuster, Xiao Ye began his massage. The human body has 720 acupoints, 52 single acupoints, 309 double acupoints, and 50 extra acupoints. Rinying, Shutu, Kehu. From the front to the back, from the back to the groin, from the groin to the soles of the feet. Xiao Ye meticulously massaged each one, his techniques ranging from kneading to pricking to pressing, repeating in a cycle. Half an hour later, the massage ended. Cheng Bingxi, holding a fragrant handkerchief, came over and wiped the fine sweat from Xiao Ye's forehead. Template adjuster, SSS Level 5 Claw Golden Dragon template, Nangguang. Upgradable, existing problem, the overflowing superlimit energy of the superlimit rule fragment crystal is temporarily suppressed. After checking the results, Xiao Ye felt a sense of relief. For the next few days, the mature and beautiful Nangguang would finally stop bothering him every day. Looking at Nangguang flushed face, Xiao Ye asked, how do you feel? Nangguang tilted her head and tried to feel it, saying, it's sour, numb, and very comfortable. Xiao Ye was speechless. That wasn't what he wanted to ask? Oh well, Nangguang would notice the change in the next few days. After all, her desire in certain areas had lessened, and it was Xiao Ye who benefited. Looking at a blissful Nangguang, Cheng Bingxi leaned over and grabbed Xiao Ye's hand, saying expectantly, I want a massage too. Xiao Ye opened the template adjuster and checked Cheng Bingxi's template. Template adjuster investigating, SSS rank Nine-Tailed Celestial Fox template, Cheng Bingxi, upgradable, existing issues, template stability is low at lower realms, spilled energy has a minor impact, good grief, this is baffling Xiao Ye. Does this mean that any template, at higher realms, will experience some instability, causing side effects? In other words, the supreme beings of the Blue Star Apocalypse all have some kind of problem? And it's a problem that's hard to cure, because the template instability affects their bodies every so often. Please, Xiao Ye, my husband. Seeing Xiao Ye frown, Cheng Bingxi assumed he was unwilling, so she pouted and leaned in, her voice making Xiao Ye's bones melt. No problem. Afterwards, Xiao Ye gave Cheng Bingxi a normal massage. 10 minutes later, the three, dressed in formal attire, ran downstairs for some fresh air. It was early morning, the sun was shining brightly and it was very warm. They found a burly man outside the courtyard gate, sneaking around and peeking inside. He muttered to himself from time to time, Sister Kunpeng should be home. Damn it, she stole all my treasured potions. My wife has been very unhappy with me these past few days, he said through gritted teeth. I'm going to get an explanation from Sister Kunpeng today, and get my potions back. Xiao Ye arrived at the courtyard gate and asked, who are you? What brings you here? Seeing the three young men with slightly mature but still somewhat immature faces, the burly man straightened his back and laughed. You three must be this year's top scorers in the college entrance examination, right? Xiao Ye was surprised. Yes, you know us? The burly man leaped into the courtyard from outside the gate and said in an extremely arrogant and grand tone, of course. Perhaps you don't know me, but you must have heard of the 10 supreme beings of Shanghai. Cheng Bingxi and Nangong Xiao narrowed their beautiful eyes and asked in surprise, "Could it be that you are?" "That's right." A proud look appeared on the burly man's square face. "I am the Vajra Supreme Being, one of the 10 Supreme Beings of Shanghai." The Vajra Supreme Being, ranked at the bottom of the 10 Supreme Beings, he added in his mind. Wow! It's actually the Vajra Supreme Being, a Supreme Being, so amazing. Nangong Xiao's eyes were filled with admiration, pure respect and respect. Xiao Ye and Cheng Bingxi also showed expressions of respect. The renowned and incredibly powerful Supreme had achieved tremendous victories against the Dragon Kingdom, deserving of everyone's respect. Feeling the respect and admiration of the 3 top-scoring students, the Vajra Supreme was extremely satisfied. Yes, you must take me as your role model, only then can you become a Supreme in the future. Like me, become a respected figure, and make outstanding contributions to the country. The Vajra Supreme turned his back to Xiao Ye and the other 2, hands behind his back, exuding a high-class air. Suddenly, a sexy and melodious voice came from the 3rd floor window. "Isn't this the instant man Vajra? What brings you here today? By the way, you said last time that you ran out of the potion and would become an instant man, is that true?" The Vajra Supreme, who was showing off, froze, his smile freezing. He secretly glanced at the 3 top-scoring students out of the corner of his eye, noticing that Xiao Ye and the other 2 were looking at him with suspicion, as if to say, "You're an instant man? Damn it." The Vajra Supreme almost fell over. He had painstakingly built a towering image in the hearts of 3 exceptionally talented top-scoring students, only to have it crumble in less than a second. The Vajra Supreme was furious, roaring, "Kunpeng, you old maid, give me back my medicine." He leaped to the 3rd floor and entered the boudoir of the alluring and mature Yun Bing through the window. The mighty Vajra Supreme, will give you an explanation today. Give me back my potions." The Vajra Supreme's powerful voice echoed from above. But then, bang, bang, bang. Ouch! Don't hit my face. How can I leave with my face swollen like this? Ouch! 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 Don't kick me anymore. 2 more kicks and my balls will explode. A series of agonizing screams echoed from the 3rd floor. 10 minutes passed before the noise gradually subsided. With a whoosh, Yun Bing grabbed the Vajra Supreme by the collar and jumped down from the 3rd floor, throwing him to the ground. She coldly said, "Don't come to my 3rd floor boudoir without permission." The Vajra Supreme, bruised and battered, begged for mercy. "I won't go, I'll never go again." HMPH. The alluring Yun Bing finally released the Vajra Supreme, asking, "What are you doing here? You gave me those medicines, there's no reason for me to take them back." The Vajra Supreme's lips twitched, thinking to himself, "Did I give them to you? You blatantly stole them, okay?" The sensible Cheng Yang didn't say anything, because he realized this trip was likely a waste. However, getting to know 3 top scorers in the college entrance exam wasn't bad either. Cheng Yang looked at Xiao Ye and the other 2, about to say something. But then he noticed that, apart from the 2 female top scorers, Xiao Ye was staring intently at his crotch. What was going on? A quickie? Xiao Ye muttered softly, but everyone present heard him. Unconsciously, everyone present looked at Vajra Supreme Cheng Yang with strange eyes. Cheng Yang, the burly man who had just stood up, almost fell over due to a misstep. Damn it, damn it. Can we please stop talking about this? Chapter 48. The alluring and mature woman Yun Bing's physical flaw. Xiao Ye used the template adjuster probing, SSS-Level Vajra template contractor, Cheng Yang. Problem, due to being too eager to upgrade his realm, he neglected to lay a solid foundation, resulting in instability of the template after entering the Supreme Realm. The leakage of rules and Taoist energy caused a certain physical defect, commonly known as rapid manhood. Temporary solution, the Xuanhuang gemstone comes and absorbs the leaked rules and Taoist energy. After a girl awakens her template upon reaching adulthood, a contract is formed between the man and woman. The template is shared by both parties and constantly affects both, not just the woman. Xiao Ye is also affected by the 5-claw golden dragon transcendent template, but possessing the Xuanhuang gemstone, it passively calms the leaked transcendent energy, so Xiao Ye is not usually negatively affected. Rapid manhood. Xiao Ye was speechless. It turned out the physical defect was caused by the template issue. Looking at the slightly uncomfortable Vajra Supreme, Xiao Ye asked, "Senior, do you really need those potions?" Xiao Ye felt that giving him a few more bottles wouldn't be a problem. With everyone watching, Cheng Gang dared not admit it. He had no pride. He shook his head violently, his tone firm. No need. I don't need any medicine at all. I, the mighty Vajra Supreme, need no medicine whatsoever. Xiao Ye asked, actually, I have a way to solve your current physical defect. Hearing this, Cheng Gang trembled violently. Physical defect? How did he know I had a physical defect? Xiao Ye continued, I have an ancestral massage technique that can solve many types of physical defects, including premature ejaculation. Senior, would you like to try it? Vajra Supreme Cheng Gang gave a wry smile, since you all know, there's no point in hiding it. I do indeed have this physical defect. Cheng Gang grabbed Xiao Ye's hand and ran towards the first floor of the villa, full of anticipation. Little brother, come and give me a massage. The fact that Xiao Ye could mention physical defects meant he had some skill and wasn't just spouting nonsense. Cheng Gang wanted him to try. Yun Bing watched the two enter the first floor and said, this Vajra has finally shown some courage. 10 minutes later, Cheng Gang, with his arm around Xiao Ye's shoulder, walked out of the villa. Little brother, you're amazing. It actually worked. Of course, senior. This is an ancestral technique, passed down for thousands of years. Don't call me senior, it's too formal. Call me Brother Cheng. From now on, you're my Vajra Supreme's brother. Brother Cheng. Ha, I have to go now. I'll talk to you again next time. Vajra Supreme Cheng Gang hurriedly tore through space and left. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi were a little curious about what he was in such a hurry to do. He thought walking was too slow, so he tore through space. That's too much of a rush. The charming and mature Yun Bing stared at Xiao Ye with curiosity on her pretty face and asked, is your ancestral technique really that magical? Can it solve any physical defect? Yun Bing thought about how the energy in her body was becoming more and more violent, and her temper was becoming more and more irritable. Should she get a massage too? Xiao Ye didn't make any guarantees, saying, I can't guarantee it will solve any physical defects. This method isn't some miracle cure-all. So, the Vajra Supreme could just happen to solve it? Yun Bing looked disappointed. Every so often, her body would generate excessive, violent energy, which she considered a physical defect. Otherwise, why didn't other Supremes have this condition? Only she did. Since Xiao Ye's method didn't work, she'd give up. Yun Bing swayed her sexy waist, her mood low, and walked towards the villa, saying dejectedly, the three of you can use this time to familiarize yourselves with the environment of the Magic City Academy. There won't be time after school starts. Xiao Ye looked at her forlorn figure and called out, Sister Yun Bing, actually, it's not impossible, but the process is a bit complicated. Yun Bing's eyes lit up. She turned back and pulled Xiao Ye up to the third floor. The third floor was decorated in a minimalist style. Xiao Ye sat on the sofa, curiously looking around. It wasn't much different from the second floor, except for some clothes, stockings, underwear, and other items scattered around untidied. Ignoring all else, Yun Bing eagerly asked, Xiao Ye, how complicated was the process you mentioned? Xiao Ye glanced at Yun Bing's mature figure and replied, this ancestral massage technique is acupressure. There are 720 acupoints in the human body, located in various parts. Some acupoints are located in rather private areas, so it's inconvenient for me to massage them for you. The alluring Yun Bing blushed slightly and said, you mean your ancestral massage technique is a full-body massage, requiring me to take off my clothes? Xiao Ye nodded, his eyes clear, that's right. Completely naked. Yun Bing's pupils contracted, and she took a step back. Having lived this long, she was still a lifelong bachelor, never even touched a man. To strip naked in front of a young man like Xiao Ye was something she truly couldn't do. Or rather, she found it difficult to overcome that mental barrier. But Yun Bing also wanted to address her physical shortcomings. The violent energy made her extremely uncomfortable and often caused her irritability. Xiao Ye stood up, went down the stairs, and returned to the second floor. Before leaving, he said, tell me when you've figured it out. I can give Sister Yun Bing a massage any time. Yun Bing frowned, her heart filled with conflict. She hadn't directly asked Xiao Ye for a massage because she wasn't sure if his massage techniques would be effective, and she'd have to pay the price of being seen and touched naked. If the massage didn't work, her loss would be too great. Did that cowardly King Kong get tested by Xiao Ye's ancestral massage technique? I'll ask King Kong later if it really works. The charming and mature Yunbing's eyes lit up. She decided to catch King Kong in the next few days and ask him. If it really was very effective, she wouldn't mind asking Xiao Ye for a massage. Back on the second floor, Xiao Ye was grabbed by Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi and dragged towards the bedroom. Xiao Ye, we should start cultivating. Yet, it's been over 10 days since the college entrance exam, and we're still only at Grandmaster Level 1. School starts in half a month, let's use this time to cultivate more and try to improve our cultivation level. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi pleaded coquettishly on either side of Xiao Ye. Xiao Ye nodded, agreeing. Since the college entrance exam, he had been constantly pestered by Nangguang Xiao, plus Cheng Bingxi's occasional intrusions, leaving him with no energy to cultivate. And all three of them had remained at Grandmaster Level 1. Now that Nangguang Xiao's bad habits had improved, he could finally catch his breath and conserve his energy for cultivation. Xiao Ye went to the cabinet and took out a large bag. Inside, 30 bottles of potions, 30 crystal cores, a small notebook, and a pair of fragrant black stockings appeared. Xiao Ye took out the 30 crystal cores, 10 low-grade Grandmaster crystal cores, 10 mid-grade Grandmaster crystal cores, and 10 high-grade Grandmaster crystal cores. Each crystal core exuded a faint fragrance. Xiao Ye secretly sniffed it and realized something was wrong. These crystal core stones had been marinated in stockings. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49 Cultivation Improvement, The Irritable Yunbing. She picked it up and smelled it. It actually smelled quite nice. Seeing Xiao Ye acting suspiciously, Nangguang Xiao called out, "Hurry up, Xiao Ye, we can't wait." She started to walk towards the cabinet, but Xiao Ye took a deep breath, quickly put the black stockings into a bag, and tied it up. Xiao Ye was an upright man and wouldn't stoop to doing anything lewd. He was just smelling it, and he trusted Yunbing wouldn't mind. Xiao Ye pulled Nangguang Xiao back and said, "This is Yunbing's prize money for us. 10 low-grade, 10 mid-grade, and 10 high-grade crystal cores, all Grandmaster level. Low-grade Grandmaster crystal cores are produced by Grandmaster level 1 to 3 star magical beasts, mid-grade are 4 to 6 star, and high-grade are produced by Grandmaster level 7 to 10 star magical beasts." Seeing so many crystal cores, Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi were incredibly excited, and they excitedly planted red lipstick on Xiao Ye's cheeks. Nangguang Xiao counted on her fingers. 4 mid-grade Grandmaster crystal cores can raise our 2 summoned beasts to Grandmaster level 4. 4 high-grade Grandmaster crystal cores can raise our 2 summoned beasts to Grandmaster level 7. Then let's summon our contracted beasts and start cultivating. Cheng Bingxi said softly. The three understood and went to the very spacious training room in the underground space. At the same time, they mobilized the contract power of the template and communicated with the template's summoning rules. Roar. A clear dragon roar rang out. Rabbit eyes, deer antlers, ox mouth, camel head, tiger paws, eagle claws, fish scales, snake body. A 3-toed golden dragon appeared and hovered in midair, its body covered with the golden scales, shining with a holy light. Its whiskers were forked and upright, and its golden eyes with vertical pupils exuded an inexplicable sense of oppression. The 2-tailed holy white fox also appeared on the ground, its body exuding a holy and profound aura, making people feel noble and holy at a glance. Fortunately, the basement was 10 meters high and 20 meters long and wide, enough to accommodate the 2 summoned beasts. Under Xiao Ye's control, the 3-toed golden dragon swallowed 2 mid-grade Grandmaster level crystal cores in one gulp. The 2-tailed holy white fox, also under Xiao Ye's control, grasped 2 mid-grade Grandmaster level crystal cores with its 2 small paws and began cultivating. While circulating the magical beast cultivation method, a vast amount of mixed energy was extracted from the crystal cores and began refining it into pure energy for absorption. Nangguang Xiao asked with slight doubt, "Why do these crystal cores have a fragrance?" Xiao Ye explained, "It's probably perfume that Sister Yunbing sprayed on them." Nangguang Xiao muttered softly, "I think it's body odor. My great-grandmother never wears perfume, but her body has a very fragrant scent." Yes, that's it. Xiao Ye thought to himself, no wonder it smells so good. I wanted to keep inhaling after just one breath. It's a unique body odor. This unique fragrance surpasses all perfumes on the market in my previous life. 1 breath is refreshing and invigorating, 2 breaths are like heavenly bliss. Time passed unnoticed during cultivation, and 5 days quickly went by. The 3-toed golden dragon advanced to the Grandmaster level 4-star realm. The 2-tailed holy white fox also reached the Grandmaster level 4-star realm. Both now possessed immense power, exuding an even richer aura of spiritual energy, and their understanding of their innate skills had deepened. A total of 8 mid-grade Grandmaster crystal cores were consumed. Xiao Ye, Bixi, let's continue, let's cultivate until school starts. Okay. Alright. The 2 SSS level template summon beasts began their cultivation journey again. On the 3rd floor, Yunbing, a charming and mature woman with a figure like a ripe peach, lay on her side on the sofa with a frustrated expression. Her delicate hands kept pressing the number on her communicator, and she kept saying, "That cowardly King Kong, he doesn't even answer the phone. 5 days have passed, has he passed away? I can't get through every day. Oh dear, I'm so worried. Does that massage technique work? Did that cowardly King Kong solve the problem of premature ejaculation?" Yunbing's delicate face was full of worry, and the energy in her body had been surging again these past few days, making her very irritable. To vent this energy, she needed to beat someone up. But that cowardly sparring partner, King Kong, had disappeared again. Bang! Yunbing crushed the small, cute communicator in one hand. She jumped up and said, "If I can't get through on the phone, I'll go find him. Okay, let him be my sparring partner first, then I'll ask about the massage effect." With that, Yunbing tore open a special rift and jumped in. After a while, Yunbing returned, her face showing surprise. A few days ago, King Kong and his wife went to the border to suppress the sea beasts. They were estimated to return in about 10 days, around the time the Magic City Academy started its semester. Yunbing had no choice but to wait until the semester started. So she took off all her clothes and went into the bathroom to take a cold shower to calm her irritable emotions. She looked at the large mirror on the wall. The undulating, explosive curves and the smooth, delicate skin made Yunbing determined, if the massage is effective, I'll ask Xiao Ye to give me a massage. This damned, violent energy, I never want to endure it again. For this physical defect, Yunbing placed her hopes on Xiao Ye's ancestral massage techniques. Huh? I haven't seen Xiao Ye and the others for the past few days, where have they been? Yunbing released her divine sense, scanning the entire Kunpeng Combat Academy, and found Xiao Ye and the other 2 in the underground training room. Grandmaster level 4? Yunbing was slightly surprised. No wonder they were top scorers in the college entrance exam, their SSS level templates were far more impressive than ordinary SSS level templates. Ouch! Suddenly, Yunbing felt a blow to the back of her head, and she cried out in pain. Who? It's me, Yunxi. Yunxi, with her icy demeanor, said coldly, Yunbing, I told you not to use your divine sense to scan the academy. What if I'm taking a shower? Wouldn't you see everything? Yunbing felt speechless and pointed to herself. Sister, what am I doing? Yunxi glanced at Yunbing's unadorned body and asked in confusion, You're taking a shower, what's wrong? Yunbing cursed, Yunxi, you told me not to use my divine sense to scan your villa because you're afraid I'll spy on your privacy. But have you thought about it? I have privacy too, okay? Go, go, go. Yunbing stood up and pushed Yunxi out. Yunxi's face was indifferent. She glanced at her a few times, her gaze completely unwavering, and said, We're twin sisters, what you have? I have too. What are you being shy about, really? Yunbing's lips twitched. According to you, then what were you doing here? What's wrong with scanning your villa with my divine sense? Yunxi went back, and Yunbing continued taking a cold shower. 10 days passed quickly before they knew it. This day marked the start of the new school year at the Magic City Academy, and also the start of the new school year for all universities in the Dragon Kingdom. The Magic City Academy comprises 8 colleges, and the Kunpeng Combat Academy has welcomed many new faces. The academy quarters are filled with a vibrant and youthful atmosphere. Xiao Ye and his companions have also finished their training, and their 2 summoned beasts have reached the 7th level Grandmaster realm. Chapter 50 Cloud Ice Brand Black Sachet, Student Council Attack. After finishing their cultivation, the 3 returned to the 2nd floor and took a bath together. Xiao Ye emerged feeling refreshed. After getting dressed, Xiao Ye felt something was missing. That's right, perfume. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi both wore perfume, so he needed to wear some too. Since he was going to wear perfume, he wanted a unique, refreshing scent. So Xiao Ye went to the cabinet, opened the bag, took out a black sachet, rolled it into a round pouch, and put it in his pocket. The rich, subtle fragrance wafted out, and soon Xiao Ye was enveloped in its aroma, so enticing that he wanted to keep smelling it. With this, I don't need perfume. He named it the limited edition Yunbing brand black sachet. Afterwards, Xiao Ye, Nangguang Xiao, and Cheng Bingxi went to the academy's registration area to get their class information, dormitory assignments, and class assignments. The three were assigned to the elite class. Their dormitory was a villa in the villa district, not far from Yunbing's villa. The three moved their luggage to villa number 101 and then went to the cafeteria for lunch. On the way, the three inquired about the cafeteria's menu. Because Vistein Yunbing loved food, she had changed it many times beforehand, keeping many unique and delicious dishes. Upon entering the cafeteria, Xiao Ye received a phone call. It was from Cheng Yang, the King Kong Supreme. Hey, little brother, are you free today? I'm going back today and would like to ask you to give me a massage. Xiao Ye nodded and asked, no problem, come if you want. But how was the effect after you went back last time? Xiao Ye was a little curious whether Cheng Yang was still a fast man after the massage. A hearty laugh came from the communicator from King Kong Supreme. Young man, your massage technique is absolutely amazing. After going back last time, I realized what kind of garbage all those treasured potions I had were. Your massage technique is second to none in the world. Xiao Ye modestly replied, it's alright, it's a technique passed down in my family for over 1,000 years. One I've practiced diligently for 18 years since I was a child. Young man, you're really hard-working. Not only do you have a skill, but you're also a top scorer in the college entrance exam. King Kong Supreme Cheng Yang could imagine Xiao Ye practicing diligently until midnight every day, sweating profusely. If the system could speak, it would definitely despise Xiao Ye. Practice my ass. Your massage technique is all guided by the adjuster template. Alright, it's settled then. I'll come find you this afternoon. King Kong Supreme Cheng Yang hung up the call after speaking. Xiao Ye put away the phone and, with one hand on each side, pulled the plump young woman Nangguang Xiao on the long-legged, fair-skinned Cheng Bingxi into the cafeteria. The appearance of the two stunningly beautiful girls quickly attracted the attention of the senior students eating in the cafeteria. They were all amazed by the girls' breathtaking beauty and immediately crowned them the campus beauties of the year. However, when the senior students saw the handsome young man, Xiao Ye, sandwiched between the two beauties, they gritted their teeth. You're so handsome. Having one campus beauty is one thing, but having two on either side? What's going on? Xiao Ye and his two companions ignored them, heading straight to the window to order some specialties. Then carrying their plates to a corner of the cafeteria. They ordered the specialty noodles, which smelled incredibly pungent but tasted incredibly delicious. When the three lids were opened, an incomparably foul odor wafted out. The surrounding senior students were stunned, exclaiming, these freshmen are so tough. Ordering the signature Flying Lion noodles right after the start of the semester. I bet they'll throw the noodles away in 10 seconds. I think so too. I've never seen anyone withstand such a stench. Just as the senior students were making their bet, Xiao Ye, having witnessed its uniqueness, took out a black Yunbing brand sachet and held it to his nose to dispel the stench. He thoroughly enjoyed the fragrant aroma and delicious taste. Surprisingly, the three of them ate it without any apparent discomfort. Nangguang Xiao and Cheng Bingxi, being foodies, could eat almost anything. The upperclassmen, pinching their noses, gave Xiao Ye and his two companions a thumbs up, saying, awesome. Speaking of freshmen, our student council is forcibly recruiting again. The upperclassmen's faces showed deep resentment as they angrily said, those damn guys, relying on their family connections, not only have they stayed in the academy for 10 years without graduating, but they've also infiltrated the entire student council. Our top student in the second year was forcibly recruited by them and suffered a lot. What happens if you don't join the student council? They'll be lurking around, causing you trouble. Isn't that coercion? Will reporting it to the teachers do any good? What good is it? Many teachers are on their side. Suddenly, a group of more than 10 seemingly arrogant upperclassmen walked into this corner carrying plates. They said forcefully, clear the area. Clear the area. Everyone go eat over there. This is the dining area designated by our student council. Get out of here. The upperclassmen's faces changed, becoming ugly. All the seats in this cafeteria were public areas, not private dining areas. However, they obediently carried their plates, now only half-eaten, to the other side of the cafeteria. The group of senior student council members wore satisfied expressions. A few men, clearly errand boys, saw Xiao Ye and his two companions still eating in the corner, showing no sign of leaving, and stepped forward to shoo them away. "You three, hurry up and go over there," the student council boy said arrogantly. Suddenly, they smelled something. Ugh! This smell is disgusting. They pinched their noses, their faces flushed red from the stench. The student council boy angrily said, "What the hell did you order, flying lion powder? How can you even eat this stuff?" Xiao Ye smelled the black sachet, glanced at him, and said, "What's it to you? Is it any of your business? You." The student council boy glared and was about to shoo them away, but at that moment, the leader of the group, a man with a blue dragon tattoo on his exposed arm, stopped him. The tattooed man scrutinized Xiao Ye and his two companions for a moment, then smirked and said, "If I'm not mistaken, you three are this year's top scorers in the college entrance examination, right?" The group of student council members were all surprised. Top scorers in the college entrance examination? They were just looking for these three, and they'd run into them so quickly. Xiao Ye sensed that these people were up to no good, so he said, "Don't you advise? Is this all the student council is capable of? Can't you see clearly because you're severely nearsighted? President, this guy is too arrogant. I'll slap him twice." A student council member couldn't stand it anymore and shouted angrily, about to step forward. The other student council members also frowned, looking at Xiao Ye with displeasure. The tattooed youth, the student council president, stopped him, looking down at Xiao Ye and his companions, and said with a forced smile, "I'll give you a chance to get promoted. Join the student council, how about it?" Although he said it as a question, his tone was a statement, leaving Xiao Ye no room to refuse. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.